Welcome to the Planescape, where good and evil clash, where law and order maintain their delicate balance, the battleground for gods and monsters. Many heroes have written their legends in the stars of the astral sea, but these are not their stories. The Per Aspera and her crew, Kyana, Finbar, Verla, and Dani, may not be the stuff of legends yet, but they're definitely rolling with difficulty.
Hello, and welcome to our little planes-hopping D&D campaign, folks. My name is Austin, your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, and as always, I am joined by my astral apparitions appearing to aid these adventurers in achieving their aims. Say hello, everyone.
Yo, that was intricate.
That's what he's doing? I thought it was just a ghosty.
He's here to haunt you.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. How appropriate, since he's been haunting the narrative since day one.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for Season 3, Episode 7. Pretty sure I got that one right. It's been a week and it's a Monday. Before we get started and find out where our heroes might lie and what lies ahead of them, I'm going to kindly request that our producer say all the stuff that she's got to say.
Yes.
And with the sound of that, they're off. The team is pushing the bobsled right over the edge of whatever the hill it's on. And as we're hurtling down, I'm going to try and do this this read as fast as I can. I'm not going to do it as fast as I can because I want to really sit in it and enjoy the information we got for you about today's sponsor, World Anvil. They are a browser-based world-building tool designed to help you, the creator, write and world build, all while keeping your work organized and in one bobsled. World maps, calendars, customizable wikis, visual timelines, and more let you decide how best to build your world, and when you're ready to write, look no further than the built-in word processor. You can write your prose directly in World Anvil to keep every step of the process in one place. We all know TTRPGs are all about the power of friendship, and with real-time collaboration, you can work with your players or other creators on the same project. On top of all that jazz, World Anvil has an exciting feature called whiteboards. This visual canvas allows creators to freely draw out their ideas, adding diagrams, flowcharts, mood boards, and more. If you're a more visual creator, this feature is perfect for you. You can chart out character arcs, storyboard key scenes, insert other funny thing you can do here. This is the copy I sent everyone else to read for the mid-roll. Or whatever else you need to help make the story you see in your mind come to life. Excuse you!
She can't focus. She's in a bobsled right now.
I'm hurtling down a hill at lightning speeds.
I think that's why you need to be focusing.
Interested? Of course you are, and it only gets better because for our listeners, World Anvil is offering a special discount. Just use code PLUG at checkout for 40% off a yearly membership. That's code PLUG, P-L-U-G, at checkout for 40% off a yearly membership. And thank you again to World Anvil for sponsoring today's adventure. And before we cross the finish line at the very end of the hill, like they do that thing in the Olympics and they all have to like slow down because the sled's going really fast or whatever, just a friendly little reminder that we have some cool communities that you, the listener, can be a part of. There is a Rolling with Difficulty Discord server that is full of awesome fan art and cool conversations and something about pilk. I don't know what that is. And then there's...
Don't feed them. Don't worry.
Well, now the new episode discussion is going to be completely unusable.
Yep. And also, we have a Patreon. So if you're interested in supporting the podcast and getting access to cool bonus content like monthly articles written by or drawn by or some sort of by a member of the crew, that right now I think you can go on there and check out the playtest for a bard subclass based on Elise, as well as some other cool stuff. Yes?
Yes, indeed. The original packet of articles includes the playtest for the College of Feast for the Bard, and this is coming out in February, so if you are a patron and you go sign up now, you'll be able to catch up and see what our friends Davian and Athos have been up to.
Oh yes, the fanfic.
Ooh, very exciting.
The fanfic.
The fanfic.
It's not fanfic, it's canon.
Canfic. We were both thinking it, and I think neither of us arrived at a better place. But yeah, that is all linked in the show notes below, along with everyone's socials and whatnot. So check that out if you're at all interested. It's super, super cool. But with that, I think we have safely lost all velocity, come to a complete halt. It looks like we have set the new record for bobsled times. And Austin, I'm going to just let you walk out of that sled and continue on with the narrative of this episode.
Oh no, Austin was on the sled too?
I like
Of
the
course,
overview of Austin.
we all were.
If this is the is the new
unfortunately.
trajectory of Sophia using more and more esoteric sports, I'm actually for this. I've turned around on it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
pretty difficult in a
Inuit ear
bobsled.
pulling next.
I am curious how long you can keep this up because there's unlike words that all start with the same letter, there's a finite amount of obscure sports for you to base this bit around.
Austin, don't even test me. Fun fact, things Sophia has done in her life include create promotional material of obscure sports for a news broadcast around the time of the Olympics. So if there's one
You
thing I can
underestimate her
do,
power.
it's find information about obscure sports.
And we'll leave it at that one thing.
Also, I don't need to be accurate, I just need to be funny. Much easier to do.
Well,
Tune
thank
into
God.
season 8 when we resort to Calvin Ball.
You think I
We
won't?
shouldn't wait till season 8 for that.
That's just
That's
a
all
good
D&D
idea.
is, man.
What are we doing
Anyway,
here?
thank you, World Anvil. Thank you, World Anvil. Thank you, patrons. And without any further ado, let's begin. When last we left our heroes, we successfully traveled your way through Thulden to the Fugue Sea, and battled your way to the bottom of the dungeon. Real badass adventurer shit. Found the prize that was waiting there, past the stone cursed, past the flotsam of Jubilex that had been waiting in the river, past the cadaver collector itself, the Ad Astra. Long since a victim of the Forgettants, turned to stone and to dust and to ash. What remained, a message from the original crew, as well as one from Verla's. For some, amazement that others had made it this far, that you discovered and walked in the same footsteps as those great heroes who had come before. For others, disappointment and frustration about how this could possibly help. You made your way back, returned to the Astral Sea. Kyana took the helm, and we left with Verla alone in his room until a light and a familiar warm voice, the silhouette like peering through a window into the night sky, the borders glowing with white, no matter how you look at it, always seeming two-dimensional but clearly possessed of a full body. Details completely washed away except for the eyes glowing and fixed in a permanent sort of crinkle, as if, even though there's no mouth on the face, a smile is still being held there. Your old friend, Emerson, stands before you, Verla.
Before I say anything, in my mind, I will ask, Emmy, do you see this?
Did we... we already established, what... Oh, yeah, no, actually,
We established
Emmy-
that she doesn't see Mystra, but this ain't
Correct.
Mystra.
Correct, and in fact, she does say, yeah, he's beautiful.
Yes.
That coffee table's luxurious in the corner.
Emerson?
What else are we talking about?
It's good to see you too, my friend.
See is a strong word, in my case. What are you?
He looks down, says, I don't have all the answers. I know that that's an unusual thing for me of all people to say, but I can tell you that I am most of what I was when I was alive, and that I'm being aided to be here by something a lot more powerful than either of us.
I have a suspicion.
You always did.
So you're dead, then?
Kind of gives a tilt of the head. I am. You... He walks forward, stares into your eyes. My poor friend. What has this universe done to you?
Nothing more than I've done to myself.
Too much of a burden, as usual.
Is there any way that I can... Do you know of the others?
You remember none of it.
No.
I'm sorry about that. Do you mind if he raises a hand to put it on the side of your head?
Oh, yeah, I nod yes, I let him.
He places a hand on your temple very gently. It feels like, not like a physical being touching you, but like warmth. Almost like a fire, but it doesn't burn.
Impossible.
You feel...
How offensive.
You feel him touch. He says, so much gone. I hate that for you, friend. I'd restore it, but I don't think I have the capability or time like this. I could show you what happened, but I wouldn't ask you to carry that burden a second time. You might consider yourself lucky you've forgotten it.
It was my joy to be with you. Let me share that burden.
Very well, my friend. He touches his other hand to his temple, 2 fingers, and you suddenly feel yourself being pulled backwards. Your vision telescopes outwards, blackness. We're going to pick up, Noir, where we left off in your solo session 0.
Okay, I don't remember a thing.
In character.
I'm gonna remind you.
Sure.
This is a memory of things that have already passed. So
Okay.
I will prompt you to tell me what Verla does, but keep in mind that certain things have happened. Think of this like animus rules, right? Like there's a little bit of fluidity in what we're going to play out here, but if you try to kill yourself, like that doesn't work,
Desynchronized.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to desync. You find yourself suddenly standing familiar deck of the Per Aspera as you emerge from below deck of the ship. Behind you, the Gith that you have just killed with lightning bolt, body just lays smoldering on the ground where the, lightning scar on the silver breastplate is.
Shock and grasp, I think, because I don't think I
Shock
had
and grasp.
lightning. I don't think I had
you were
lightning
5th
bolt by
level,
that time.
which is a 3rd level, so you get 3rd level spells.
Oh, possibly then. I don't remember you guys.
I'm pretty sure you hit him with. I'm pretty sure you point blanked him with 2 lightning bolts in a row.
Okay, I'll take it.
Anyway, as you emerge, there's shouting, motion going on. You can see there's off of one side at least. There's more, you see one large one, and there are other skiffs, astral skiffs going around. One of them's kind of like big, bulky, almost like. I mean, I would describe it as a bullet. You guys actually you'd probably think of it as like a boulette, like chunky with like a hefty shape and a point to it.
Land shark.
These land shark with like 6 sets of wings. You hear like a
shark.
Get down! And as you emerge from below, you look up and you see that it's got a harpoon through the top mast, and the whole thing goes and pulls down, falls down. Like the sails falls away, and you look up and you can see that being pulled from the bubble that surrounds the helm is a Gith Yankee, who is currently dragging a mechanite that you recognize in your memory to be Emerson out of the helm. They're fighting against each other, and Emerson falls down backwards onto the deck. As he does, the Gith raises his greatsword. The rubies flash in the light of the stars, and he brings it down into Emerson's chest, fully going through body into the wood below. What did Verla do?
I'd scream. If I have another lightning bolt in me, I'd like to fire it off.
You go ahead. For story reasons, we'll go with it. You go ahead and fire. You see, kind of the Gith kind of sidesteps, but wearing all the silver, a bunch of the lightning still arcs in, fries him, and as you expend that last huge resource you have, you see the Gith gives like flashes a smile, walks down, sword kind of dragging, begins to pick up in a run at you, and for a moment you're certain that before you're going to be able to act again, this guy is going to be upon you. You see Emerson on the backside of the deck props himself up on one elbow, raises one hand towards the Gith, and says, "Witness." The Gith who is charging you stops dead in his tracks. His eyes go wide, pupils dilate, turns and looks around. He sees the fires that are starting to spread on part of the deck, sees the mast that is like splinters, kind of still like in the air spinning around, looks around back at Emerson, bleeding out on the ground, says, "Dead gods, what have I done?" Takes the greatsword, turns it onto his own chest, and plunges it straight through.
Hey, yo!
What the fuck?
Falls down dead. Emerson collapses back down from the effort of what he's just done. There are a couple other Gith who were like getting off of the ship. One of this, like, there's the big skiff that is right there off the edge of the deck. Has kind of like, think of like the what are those clone trooper transports? There's like a big opening in the side so you can see
Republic gunships.
Yeah. So think of that. There's like interior and there's a big door so you can see in. And two of them, like two are getting out and stop. You see another Gith, a familiar, like big black tuft of hair, silver plate mail, looks at what just happened, looks up at you, and shouts out, and you hear Endelian shout out,
"Fuck me.
Helmsman, we are leaving!" You see there's motion behind him. A shape emerges, a mechanite whose body is built to look almost human. So instead of silver, it's all flesh tone, and there is, even though the face doesn't move, there's like built in to be like, look like cheekbones, and the arms are not thin rails, but instead, it looks kind of like, you ever see like Amazo in Young Justice? How he's got like a human, he looks like he's got human musculature, but there's like lines and stuff. So clearly it's pieces that can be taken on and off. Your memory isn't returning, but you're remembering the stuff that's happening here. The mechanite, who you recognize to be Dexter, grabs Endelian's shoulder, spins him around, and says, "No, we need them, all of them, alive, especially him. This wasn't the deal." Pushes Endelian. Endelian, much taller, pushes Dexter back, says, "Shut your mouth, or I'll take your jaw from your shiny head. Last I checked, you wasn't in charge here. Jellic, take him below with the rest." You see behind him, there is a mechanite who you remember to be Aster, who they have covered her mouth, and they are in the process of binding her hands. You see an enormous mechanite who probably stands like almost like Finbar's height and almost as wide, who you remember to be Sierra, is being wrestled by 3 separate Gith to the ground.
Shit.
Pirates.
The 2 Gith that were on the deck turn, Misty step back into the ship, the wings buzz, and they all begin to make their way, leaving you and Emerson, the last ones on the Per Aspera.
I go to him. I very dramatically cradle his body in my hands.
Yes! Yes!
We all were picturing it.
Get on that fan art, bitches!
You climb up To the top, you see now the faceplate of Emerson has a permanent kind of like smile warm look etched into the faceplate. The eyes always kind of like a like a crescent circle to look like, flesh is pushing them up. Almost ironic in everything that's going on. This permanent smile fixed on his face as this scene plays out. You cradle his head as he's like tries to get up, falters, slides back down. Mechanites don't breathe, but if they could, it would be obvious that his breath would be becoming shallow now. He turns to you.
I'd like to look around. I'd like to rip off some of my scarf and try and like tourniquet the wound in any way, shape, or form. Just try and like apply pressure. Just try to.
Yeah, you do. He you press it down. Try to take his hand to hold it down. For him to apply pressure as well. He kind of ignores you as you do, or ignores that as you do it. Instead, he looks at you and says, "Verla, my dear friend, it's a mess I've let us into this time, isn't it?"
This wasn't your fault.
Well, none of that really matters anymore. Not enough time to go back and forth on who's to blame and who should carry the burden.
Let's get you better first, and then we can figure something out. We can find Aster, we can kill Dexter, we can...
I know you're always trying to solve problems, but I think this one might be a little kind of falters, freezes for a second. Beyond you. Listen to me. This is important. Listen to me. I never told you. Didn't think anyone would believe me. The reason I was so sure of us, the way I learned all my stories, I dreamt them. Every night I dreamt them, of worlds, and of worlds within them. I dreamt and I would see what lies beyond. As he says it, memories trigger. You think back to stories you've heard from him, of great beings wearing humble forms, standing on a beach, creating their offerings, of great vast armies of mechanical soldiers marching to war, of enormous dragons slumbering, their sapphire bodies slowly rising and falling. You remember all these, as he continues. While you and our friends rested, I slept, and I could lift the blue veil and dream of sharing these worlds that aren't mine. I wanted to so badly. They're all so beautiful. Each one its own unique sphere, like crystal, a shimmering grain of sand on the beach of the multiverse. I'm so sorry I won't get to take you to them.
You will. I believe you. I'll remember. I won't forget this. I'll remember. I believe you.
I know you do. You are always the greatest of friends. But don't make that promise. Promise me something else. Promise me our friends aren't going to suffer from my dreams.
What?
Wherever they take them, don't let them suffer from my dreams.
They won't.
Aster, Sierra, all of them. They didn't deserve whatever brought this on.
I won't. I'll find them. I'll get them back. Just you'll help me too. Just keep applying pressure. Just keep.
It's you's gonna have to help me. One last thing. One last favor.
Yeah. Yes.
When I die, put me in the sea. I always thought it was poetic, being buried at sea. And if I'm going to have to sleep forever, I want to do it looking at the stars.
If you die.
The smile stays on you. The eyes stay on you. and then go dark.
If you die. Right.
Jesus Christ.
Emerson.
What does Verla do?
I think it's gonna take a while for him to come to grips with that. Time doesn't pass, but Verla spends a long time first continuing to apply pressure, then with Emerson's head in his lap, cradling it. There's a long period of time where he's just angry. He screams, he throws things, he does whatever he can until it all goes out, and then at the end of it all, he has to look back and see Emerson's body there. Eventually, he will fulfill Emerson's last wish. Pick it up. Verla will climb into the sea with him. Not an unceremonious drop does not behoove him. He will gently sort of lay him out to float. And then with a push, he travels on.
Undisturbed by waves, just this flat mirror. You see he drifts out. You watch, and for the first time, after the fighting, after the talking, after the denial and the rage, silence comes. You hear, once again, that faint choral sound, that 1,000 voices 1,000 miles away singing in perfect harmony. Noir, I have a quick lore question for you.
Sure.
Can Mechanites cry?
Yeah. It's not tears, it's not salt water, but fluids leak out.
Something I could never do.
His wiring is malfunctioning. He can't keep his emotions in check and in order. A byproduct of that is that fluid leaks out of the corners of his eyes.
So Mechanite cries. You climb back in the ship, and your memory here connects to the last part you remember, which was trying to get the ship running, failing, getting it to barely limp, and then eventually deciding that waiting it out is the only option if you're going to keep your promise. The memory that has been reawakened in you fades, and you pull back into your room, once again lit by the sparkling form of Emerson standing in front of you.
A Mechanite cries.
Oh, my good friend. If I could have spared it from you. He brings you in for a hug.
Can I touch him? I would, yeah.
He has form. He feels, like I said, it doesn't feel like pressing a body so much as it's just like kind of warmth. But
I hug him. I try and hold on to him. I try to hold on to any semblance of him.
I'm sure you guessed I can't stay here.
I understand.
Would that wills would allow it. But it's not up to either of us anymore.
No. But my goal was unfocused and wild. It spread out with a large radius. But now it is focused. Now I have something I'm pointing towards. And I do it in your name, Emerson.
Verla, if there's one thing I could grant you in this last exchange of ours, the promise that a dying man made you make, please don't throw yourself away. If they really do still live my friends, if they really are sitting somewhere locked up in the one in the void in Tunareth, it's a suicide mission. And I would not see any more of my crew die because of my follies.
There is still much that I don't know, Emerson, and I I intend to know all of it. And if that means that I have to find them, and in some of their cases beat the answer out of them, I will.
You could get real scary when you wanted to.
You kept me in check.
I would guess that you have new people to do that now.
If I let them. I confess, lately I haven't been.
Well, we all keep secrets. Sometimes for good reasons. But it doesn't really matter in the end, does it?
No.
Is there anything I could tell you? I'm afraid that the time may be running out.
Do you remember how we met?
But...
Can you tell me that? How I joined the crew? How I came to know this ship?
Well, it's a long story, but suffice to say that I had dreams and ambitions, and I sought out the people that I thought could make them a reality, and the ones who were, well, your words, inspired, not mine, but inspired to undertake our great journey, joined me. You were one of the last, if I recall. We, there was a lot that needed to be taken care of. There were a lot of dangers that we faced. We needed someone to guide the ship and protect the ship, protect its crew. But we quickly realized we were also going to need someone to make sense of it all. Well, I've always been a little bit more concerned with my dreams than with reality. Makes it difficult to parse things and sometimes to solve problems. So, we came to you, great scribe, in the world at the center of all other worlds.
I was the one to make sense of it all.
You certainly helped. We never did crack it, in the end. But we got damn close. And we never would have if you weren't so good with that, what did you call it? It's like, decent?
It called itself docent. Where did we find it? If you can tell me. Was it with the... No, it was the... Never mind.
That's a whole other... It
was with the Ad Astra. Never mind. I forgot.
Soldanin is a...
Wait, no, it wasn't with the Ad Astra. Never mind. Wait, what?
It was with
around
the
the
Ad...
cushion?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He says...
Okay.
That was a tough adventure. If it wasn't for Astra, I don't think we would have made it all the way through there. But... yeah, we found it in Tholdanin. But I think you might have guessed that already.
I did. I forgot. I'm in something of a state right now.
Myself as well. I don't know where my soul really is, Verla, but I just want you to know. I know it's a good place. So, please don't grieve me.
I forgot when I did. Can you permit me to do so once more?
Well, I'm no longer your captain, so who am I to give you an order?
Oh, Emerson. I have never found a captain that could replace you.
Well, there are very few. I was something of a special case. think my leash is being tugged, old friend.
Okay. I'm happy that you made your way to me. Thank you.
If ever there was evidence of miracles occurring, this surely must be it. And hey, if you do find them, tell them Emerson says hello.
I will.
He brings you in for one more hug.
I hug him.
And then form fades as stars just drift down. The room grows dark comparatively. From the bright light, you realize that Emerson was shining. And then a voice from behind you. Verla. Mystra's standing there.
I don't quite turn around just yet, but I will say thank you.
You're welcome. For what it's worth. If it could have been done any other way. But I thought this perhaps, for as painful as it was, might be the best for you.
I accepted it. I must ask you, though, now is our contract complete?
Very nearly. As you now know, the dead have been buried. The lost have been found. Now, the imprisoned must be freed. Do this, Verla.
I got them all then.
Do this, Verla. Free those you would seek from within Tunarath, and then we shall see what lies ahead for you.
Is this something that I can do on my own? I know the answer, but Emerson felt a kinship to his crew, a desire to not have them be harmed any further by his follies. I share that sentiment. Is there anything that I can do to spare those who are living in this ship now?
Why do you ask questions that you already know the answer to? There are so many better ones you could spend your time asking.
I need to know. I can't just speculate. I can never trust my own answers, now can I? I always need some higher power to confirm it for me.
No. That is the first truly wrong thing I think I've heard you say. No. You don't need me to confirm anything to you. I thought I made that clear. There's a reason I take interest in you. I could have simply returned you your memories in the first place. Then our contract would have been complete and you could have taken care of things as you see fit. No. I do this because it is a boon for you. And because I suspect I will have as much need for you as you will for me. No, you do not need me to give you any more answers. Fear that.
One step at a time. Let's free those who have been imprisoned.
Indeed. You will need allies. And information. I trust you will find ways of gaining them. Unfortunately, this is the last time I bend the rules. I'm sorry to say. If you seek my guidance in the future, you shall have to abide by the same rules as all others who serve patrons far greater than themselves. I hope that you will. There's a great future for you should you decide you wish to seize it.
I understand. I think inadvertently I've gotten better at praying, so...
Well, prayer is all good, well and good. There are many who pray to me, you know. But you don't really strike me as one of them.
Well, let's see.
Goodbye, Verla. And good luck. You know how to reach me if you ever need a reassuring yes or no.
Yes, my lady.
She steps back through the wall. And for the first time in several minutes, but what might feel like an eternity, Verla's alone again.
Makes sense that you're a scribe's wizard, because she read you like a book, my friend.
Turn down for what?
I didn't want to interrupt, but I've been sitting on that joke for minutes.
Whole minutes?
Yeah. I think he'll just sort of stand there and reflect. He might have more to say, but for now, I think he's just gonna go to sleep.
Okay. Verla goes to sleep. It's about a half-day journey. Excuse me. Day, quotes, it's the astral sea, to go back to Sigil, which is where I believe you are currently sailing.
Yeah, we've got to drop off our cranky cargo so that Cressida can take him to hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, speaking of, Vice/11 is currently asleep as far as Mega Knight sleeping goes. Was up for like more than a day trying to survive the hellscape that is Sylvanin, so basically going to be unconscious for the rest of this boat ride.
Oh, that's convenient.
Does anyone else have... It is... he'll have to talk again, and I'm sorry in advance about that, Dom.
Call him up to ADR his lines.
8 hours 8 hours rests for Verla. What is everyone else up to in the meantime?
Piloting the ship, baby.
Kyana's flying the ship.
Where's Kyana's pseudo-dragon?
Probably hanging out with me. Why?
I
Danny
assume
wants
it's basically always with her.
Danny's kind of
Pet
trying to,
playdate.
because she noticed that Plug seems to be afraid of the pseudo-dragon, and in the hierarchy of weird little dudes, gotta come out on top. So she's kind of just like trying to like train Plug to not freak out when the dragon's around by Danny's version of exposure therapy, which is holding Plug up directly to the pseudo-dragon and just like
Okay, so describe to me this scene. Okay, so you enter
the bubble,
the
yes.
dome. Kyana is sitting in the helm. Her dragon kind of like nestled up by the shoulder, like mostly sitting on the chair itself, but touching against Kyana. You emerge, you arrive holding Plug a la baby Simba
Yes.
in the beginning of The Lion King.
You get it?
What's up, Danny?
Okay. You approach. Go ahead and make an animal handling check for me.
Yep. I have a -1 to this as a reminder to the audience. Natural fucking 20.
Yeah!
No way.
Chef's kiss. Wow, perfect.
So 19.
Love it. So 19. You emerge. Plug immediately begins to do the body roll squirm thing. But god damn it, you brought him into this world. You approach. You see the currently nameless pseudo-dragon lazily looks up, gives a little sniff, brings its long pointed snout right up to the little button nose of Plug. Plug kind of stops squirming, and then starts giving sandpaper tongue licks to the dragon.
No, we only got 7 hit points.
Rasp, over and over. The dragon happens for a couple seconds. The dragon sits up, shakes its head, and then moves back to the other side of the headrest, kind of giving a side eye. Plug now trying to get onto the headrest to follow the dragon.
Yes. Seeing that my work here is done, Dani will leave Plug with Kyana and go back downstairs.
Plug jumps up onto your lap, up onto your head, and then goes to the dragon. The dragon, being completely invaded by personal space, goes down into your tunic.
Oh boy. Okay. Yep.
Plug tries to follow.
This is fine.
Dani leaves.
We're good. It's cool. I'll just use 2 of my arms to pilot the ship.
2 astral arms come out, try to wrangle a dragon and a cat.
Oh, there's claws. Oh, why did she build you with claws?
Oh, Finbar.
Finbar would have been coming out from the garden, and he kind of sees this commotion happening in the helm. He shakes his head and says, glad everything's getting back to normal. But he's just going to sort of just do inventory. He's going to unload his backpack, take everything out, take stock of everything that we've got. It's the end of one adventure, and a new one's about to start, given the fact that he has not seen Verla anywhere. I wonder what that wizard's up to. But no, he'll prep a little food for Eleven before he leaves. Give him something to munch on his way to hell. That's it.
You create a little doggy bag.
Yeah.
Delphine does like pop in and like.
Oh, that's right.
Delphine is kind of bored very often, so she'll like pop in and out and check on what everyone's doing. She does make note of the fact that you cook when you're on the astral sea. She's kind of like, so what is the purpose in a place where hunger is never an issue of preparing with such fine attention to detail? So many delicacies.
I like to think about it in terms of routine. You know, it's hard to keep track of time here. And knowing when to cook and when to eat is important. Keeps everyone together, keeps everyone's feet in the ground while we're out in the stars.
I suppose that makes some sense. You're also such short-lived creatures that it must be important to properly monitor your use of time.
Yeah. Time is short, especially with the people around us, and it's important that we make the most of it. You know, whether we're adventurers or regular folks, it's important to let the people around you know that you value their friendship, and making food is my way of doing that.
Indeed. Making a point of valuing friendship. Perhaps something that some could use a reminder about.
Delphine's vague posting?
Delphine subtweeted me and I was...
Oh, God.
8 hours passes, Verla, you finish resting, and Kyana, unless you want to start taking levels of exhaustion, you need to switch off of the helm.
Yeah. If Verla doesn't come up to the deck, I'll go find him.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's gonna stay in his room for a bit.
Oh boy! Then I'll go find Verla, presumably still towing 2 weird little dudes with me.
Yeah. What's happening is one is like keeps trying to jump. Plug keeps trying to get on you, and the other one is like just keeps like moving to whichever arm is furthest away from Plug.
I keep using my reaction to catch Plug like a missile,
Yeah,
and then redirect him off.
Good.
This is better training than Dani's punchbot idea. And I'll go below decks and find
Oh,
Verla.
it's happening. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Verla, knock on your door, I assume, unless Kyana's just gonna barge in.
No, I'm gonna knock. It's polite.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll open the door. You see Verla looking a little bit like he just woke up, kind of groggy. Also, oil streaks coming down his face from his eyes. Weird.
Like mascara.
Yeah, like mascara. Yeah.
Some Avril Lavigne is blasting in the background, a little Sarah McLachlan action.
Yeah. Is it time to switch off?
Yeah, if you're okay to do it. I can take another shift if you need, but like.
No. You should rest. I'm I am capable of piloting.
All right. Are you feeling better?
It's better. I'm sorry for blowing up. We had gone through a lot to get what at the time I thought was so little, literally retreaded ground.
Well, you know, if you didn't remember it, it was probably still worth it. But I understand why you were upset.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all I'm sort of comfortable talking about right now.
Of course.
Excuse me.
Yeah. If you need to talk, if you ever feel more comfortable, just let me know.
Thank you. I'll go up.
I'll let him go,
Cool.
and then I'll remember Delphine's in my room, so I'll probably go and take a nap on the deck.
You,
Wait, so it's like
you step out to the
goodbye,
hall.
we're going the same way.
You step out to the hall as Plug is, launching himself.
Just catching Plug fully by the faceplate, kind of, sliding him along my shoulders and depositing him down the other side.
Yeah, sort of like a Harlem Globetrotters move with basketball, but instead it's Robot Cat.
My pseudo dragon is gonna have monk levels by the end of the day.
You see the dragon levels up. Let's see. Plug experiences 2 XP for every encounter. So, fantastic. Kyana goes up to the deck. Verla, you go up, take the helm. The ship begins to move again. There is one last brief stint of time before you make it to the portal, if there's anything anyone wants to do.
I'm napping, so I can take a long rest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
My
It's about
HP is still weird.
It's about 4 hours, so I would say you can take a short rest here. Like I said, about half a day.
Roger.
You did 8 hours on that deck, so on the helm. So Verla's going to finish it out.
I take a
So go
long
ahead and take a
rest,
short
though,
rest
right?
if you'd like. You can complete a long rest later on.
Cool.
And the rest of us take a long rest that aren't piloting?
There was 8 hours, so you guys can totally have taken a long rest
Yeah, boy.
during that time.
Oh, does that mean my temp HP are gone? Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, your
Goodbye.
crazy bloodlust has disappeared.
That's a shame.
You love to see it. Yeah. So Verla, you fly. It's very quiet, as most people go to sleep, and then you see the familiar portal-colored pool that leads to Sigil ahead of you.
I'll just kind of, through this ending stone, just lightly alert people. Like, we are approaching the location. Please stow all tray tables.
Yep.
The location.
Verla and Finbar and Dani, and basically, I assume everyone's resting here. You all hear that and start to get up. Kyana, get up on the deck, and you can see from where you're standing, the pool coming. Both of you guys kind of get up. Verla, the bow tips over. The familiar, it goes, the whole ship goes vertical, begins to fall down. And as it does, Verla, you feel a sensation as if you've just hit a brick wall. You are pushed backwards out of the helm. You tumble backwards into the glass dome.
Oh
go
my!
through the glass.
Did I get locked out of Sigil?
You take...
What the fuck is happening?
4, 5, 6. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you go fully through plate glass.
Oh my god! Sure.
Bounce off the railing at the stern of the ship.
Yeah.
Remain suspended in air. The Per Aspera goes through plane shifts through the portal into Sigil. Kyana, you watch from the deck all of this happen. The ship materializes about 50 feet from the docks where you usually do, and then goes and begins to plummet as there is no more captain to keep it flying in this world of gravity.
Fantastic.
Okay.
I need everyone to please make a dexterity save. Not Verla. I need everyone who's on the ship to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Kyana, because of your shoes, you can make it with advantage.
Mother of God. Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
Everything that's happening here is totally fine.
I yell into the portal. You're really petty. You know that?
Oh, that's a 25 on my dex save.
16 for Dani.
22
Finbar?
for Finbar.
Okay.
Okay.
She wasn't
Dani,
even in Sigil.
Dani fails. You take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. As Dani, you are You immediately fly up into the roof of the engine room. Take falling damage as you fly upwards. Finbar, you catch onto the side. You're pretty beefy. Catch onto the side, and your feet come off the ground, but you don't fly up. Kyana, the whole, in an elevator that's in free fall, your whole stomach drops out, but reaction time, you're able to keep your feet on the deck. So now your hair is flying vertically above you as the ship plummets 500 feet on round 1. Is there anything anyone would like to do?
Yes,
you know what?
I would
Actually,
like to
let's roll initiative. Let's roll
fuck
quick
you.
initiative. Oh, you know what? I gotta roll for Delphine and for Vice too.
Oh, okay.
That's a fail on both of them.
Oh my
Neither of
goodness.
them are squishy enough to die from that, but
Good God.
both of them in their separate rooms right now. Boom, 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 hit the ceiling. Really quick, 25 to 20.
Nope.
20 to 15.
Initiative 18.
Okay, so we have Kyana,
16 for Dani.
Dani. What are we looking at for Finbar and Verla?
13 for Finbar.
4.
Fuller.
All right, cool. So initiative count 20. The ship plummets 500 feet.
Jesus.
And
We
Kyana,
passed
you're
the
up.
donut yet?
Yeah, I'm going to...
You're moving towards... The mountain is very narrow. It's very, very steep. But you fall so far, you're beginning to move towards mountain rock as the clouds are now completely surrounding you, and
great.
the chorus just vanishes in, white mist.
I sprint for the captain's chair.
All right. I need you to please make me we're also going to roll this at advantage because of your shoes. Very lucky you're on the
I was
deck.
going to say, I could have been in my hammock, napping.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, what am I doing?
Make me an athletics check to basically hold on as the force is trying to wrench you upwards. But again, I'm going to say go ahead and roll with advantage because of your boots.
Okay, athletics is strength-based, and I don't have the arms out, so I can't use wisdom, but that's okay. That's a 23.
A 23 is enough.
Thank you.
It's difficult terrain, but even with, if you go ahead and spend it, I'm pretty sure, I'll double check the length of the ship. I'm pretty sure even with your difficult terrain, you can still make it up and into the helm on this turn.
Right, and if I use Step of the Wind, if I have to dash, I can do it as a bonus action and use my action to grab the helm and...
Exactly. So
Right.
you bonus action. The ship falls. You begin to run along the deck. As you do, the bow begins to tip downwards, and the whole thing begins to spin around. The stern spinning around, corkscrewing from the air resistance of the sails that are still there. You running as you're being thrown circular through space.
Sticky feet,
run
sticky feet.
up through. Claw your way in and sit in the helm. Are you still attuned to the helm?
I think so?
I
was steering it for 8 hours. It's still on my inventory as...
It would still be on your inventory. You do have, you have your belt. You have the gauntlets of Fomorian Might.
Right.
You have the slippers. They'll let you spider climb. And the helm. Those are all attunement items.
I see.
So obviously you can't be attuned to all of those at once. What is currently attuned on your list? Because you would have had to attune to the helm to fly it, but
Right.
did Kyana unattune from the helm during her rest to go back to her other stuff?
I think she would not have reattuned to the belt.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I think that she kind of forgets that's on when she's not in combat. But yes.
All right, you make your way in, sit in the helm. What would you like to do?
I would like to stop the ship from falling, please.
Amazing. You basically hit the brakes. The whole thing swings back into perspective. Dani plummets back to the floor.
I'm sorry.
Finbar, you're still on the ground. Dani, you can actually make another dexterity saving throw to see if you grab onto something on the ceiling.
3 + 2, 5. That can help me out.
You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as you slam into the mortal force generator and then onto the ground. Just sort of zap your body hits. Go ahead and roll a d6 to see if you activate.
Six?
Lucky Dani! Lucky Dani!
What'd you roll?
6.
6 is lucky bolt. Go ahead, roll.
It's always when we're in Sigil. That's
What the hell
that's
is
it.
happening today?
That's the lucky factor.
Where's my player's handbook?
I got mine right here.
I swear to
I got
Christ,
it
if you do like a 28 or 29 or whatever the blue thing is again.
Does she get even bluer?
Yeah.
51 is what I
Mother of
rolled
God.
on the... I'm not bluer, is the thing.
No. You see as you hit the ground, a like weird kind of force field generates itself around you, and yeah, you just kind of got like this shimmering armor that lasts.
Pretty cool.
That's shimmering around you for right now.
So does she not take the damage from the fall, or does
Oh
it
no,
pop
she
up
totally
after?
takes damage from the fall.
It procs first.
Boom, you hit, yeah, like torso hits the metal, and then you spin off and hit the ground. Finbar, you're already holding on, so you stay there. Dani, Finbar, if there's any actions you want to do, the ship is now stopped.
Well,
I
yeah.
heard Dani hit her head. So I'm gonna look into the engine room like, Dani, you good? Is everything all right?
I'm fine. Slam the sending stone. Like, Verla, what the fuck, man?
Verla's
You
not
see-
in right now.
What do you mean Verla's
Wait,
not in right
wait.
now?
Verla went
Wait.
through the bubble.
went-
I think he's still in the astral sea.
Like, there's broken glass at the
Yeah,
back of the
there's
dome,
a big
right?
hole behind.
There's a big
Cut-
Verla-shaped hole in the bubble.
Yeah, Wily Coyote says, cut back to the astral sea. We see Verla, you're just floating in space like you're lying on an invisible barrier over the hole. And
Oh, hey,
then
that's my signature move.
you fall.
God damn it.
What? Now he falls?
You fall through, enter into Sigil, appear in empty space, and then begin to plummet. It's your turn. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Do I see the Per Aspera?
It's beyond. There's a bunch of clouds.
We fell
underneath you.
500 feet into the cloud layer.
I'm gonna cast Sending to Kyana. Kyana, I'm falling! Go up! Go up!
I hear you, buddy. I'm on my way.
How many hit points does
You can
Verla
respond
have,
to this
by the way?
message. Hey,
Not enough, probably to fucking. Holy shit! If this is what Finbar has to spend his Revivify on, good lord.
You fall 500 feet,
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
we fell 500 feet.
crash into the deck of the Per Aspera,
Oh.
and immediately take 61 points of bludgeoning damage.
Was unconscious. He's not. That's not enough to kill him outright.
Boom! Mechanite meteor into the. That was 20d6.
My ship!
I rolled a lot of ones. Used.
Okay.
Falls in, doesn't go through the deck, but like there's a big crunch, and as there are floorboards that are just splintered up and around him from the impact. Verla completely unconscious.
Danny, I
Kyana and
found
Finn-
him.
What do you mean you found him?
He
I
made
think he-
another hole.
I think he just crashed into the ship.
Finbar, can you get on deck like now, please?
I'm coming.
Thank you.
Sprint up top.
Finbar
Finbar,
sprints
you
to
rush
help
up.
him. I sprint to fix the boat in whatever ways it's now damaged. It's a lot of...
You see, Finbar goes up to Verla, kind of pulls him out of the splintered wood, and or what are you gonna cast? You gonna
Yeah.
cast a spell, I assume.
Simple cure wounds.
You
and
see
I pull
the
out some
starlight
bandages.
from the hands and from the sickle. You see as as he's coming in to revive Verla, Dani runs up to the hole that's in the floorboards and starts
Popping bending.
pulling up pieces to see what can be salvaged and what's going to need to be replaced.
I was hoping she was just gonna like shove Verla's unconscious body out of the crater and
More or
start
less,
like
yeah.
hammering.
How much do I heal Finbar?
She'll understand.
Yeah, it's 9 points.
Wow, I could have done a controlled fall and tried to catch him, but somehow it seems like fate that this was how this was gonna play out.
Oh, actually, no, I forgot the D4.
Hey, initiative could have gone, differently and stuff like that.
Okay,
boy.
yeah, it's
Ship could have
13.
fallen 500 feet, and then no one was in the helm because Verla fell first, and then Verla just would have been like falling with the ship.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where you guys just would have been like falling together, and then but Kyana went first and stopped the ship,
Yeah.
and then Verla just fell. So
Do I need to roll an insight check as to why that happened? Or
does
can
Noir
I
think he
intuit?
needs to roll an insight check? Because it kind of sounds to me like Noir thinks he knows what
I
happened.
think I get it.
Did someone get a cleric level when he wasn't looking.
I'm just gonna mutter under my breath. You're a petty bitch.
There are two people right next to you.
Finbar, with your 29 passive perception, you completely hear him say that.
Yeah.
Verla, that never happened before. What's going on here?
I think I need to say some things. Can I?
Alright, hold up. Don't stress yourself.
Okay, real quick. Should I get us into Sigil, or is this like a Lady of Pain is mad at us thing?
Well,
well, you're not. None of you have had the skin flayed from your bodies.
Yeah.
This is true.
It ain't that bad.
Okay, is anyone in horrible pain right now? Not Verla. Anyone else?
Only spiritually and also physically.
Dani, why are you sparkling? What?
Lucky bolt. I don't know.
now
Yeah, by
Shivers
this,
is the
time,
shiny
about this
Pokemon.
time it starts to fade. But yeah, you had a magical shield that protected you from, gave you a bonus to AC and protected you from magic missile.
Only magic missile?
Nice.
Great.
Well, it gives you a bonus to AC, but it's the shield spell gives you +5 to AC, and then also grants you immunity to damage from magic missile.
Oh.
So this worked as like a basically shield spell.
Nice.
That, you have
That
on you
feels
for-
like someone in like AD&D version 2 was like, fuck you, stop using magic missile.
Yeah, no, shield was specifically built for
Yep.
protection against that.
There it is.
It is the only spell you don't have to roll to hit. Well,
All
you
right.
said saving throws. Doesn't matter anyway. Yeah. What are you guys gonna do?
I'm going to slowly circle the Per Aspera up the mountain. I'm not going to beeline for Sigil until I know we're not going to get the skin flayed off our bodies when we get up there, because I don't know what just happened.
You make your way around. It takes a couple minutes going this route, but there are no adverse effects or anything. Verla is not wrenched from the deck again. No one suddenly has a bunch of gashes open up on their body.
I'll tell Kyana. Go ahead and dock, but if anything is coming for us, have we reset the astral shift?
We've still got the plane shift. We didn't use it. It's still set to
Okay.
the Astral Sea.
If anything.
That's completely not true.
What?
Ah, no, it's 24
used
hours,
plane
right?
shift to get out of Tholdenin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like
Oh,
a long
really?
rest till the next
you
dawn.
could- yeah, you
Yep.
didn't, you
Oh,
didn't fly
you're
back.
so right. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
We didn't take the portal. We were saving
Yeah.
it specifically to escape from hell as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Of course.
Technically not hell.
Yeah, we don't have the plane shift. I'm so sorry. My
Okay.
pseudo dragon just informed me that I remembered incorrectly.
Okay, not for nothing. I don't know if it's just me or she's gonna go for you guys as well, but there might have been reason for the Lady of Pain to send me a warning shot.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Kyana,
Cool.
you bring the ship around as he says that.
Yep.
There's like a whole fucking crowd on the dock, by the way, because the ship just appeared and then plummeted out of the air. So there's like a huge crowd of people who are looking down, and you can hear people being like, taking bets on like, oh, they're gone. Or like, oh, you don't see that every day kind of thing. But standing in front of the crowd, you see there are just 6 Dabus
Fuck.
Oh, you've got to
who
be
watch
fucking
the ship
kidding
dock, stand
So
there
you
and
said it was
watch,
gonna be a
and
short
then
episode.
simultaneously turn their backs and leave.
Yeah.
me. Hey,
Got it.
Verla, buddy.
Yeah.
I know you've had a really rough time of it, and I wanted to give you space to process whatever your deep emotional trauma was, but I really don't want to get arrested in the city where we
No.
do 90% of our business. So why
Me neither.
is the Lady of Pain maybe mad at you?
Can we go into the dining room so I can explain?
Are we going to stay in the ship? Should I leave the helm? I'm worried about what might
You can
happen.
park the ship. You can like
Yeah,
make
we-
it so that it
we
can't
can
be
dock
moved
it.
unless someone who's attuned to the helm. It has a park function.
Oh, and that
Obviously
stops
no
it
one-
from plummeting 500 feet per round.
It would have, but no one had the park function on when it appeared in Sigil.
Okay, cool.
Hit the parking brake. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll hit the parking brake.
Yep. You yeah. You guys follow.
Oh, can you get
Verla.
Delphine too?
Oh, we have.
You're
Oh,
in.
Delphine. Delphine's in on this? Okay.
You
Oh,
see,
yeah, is Delphine okay? Oh,
you
no,
see-
are we in trouble?
You see Helevin. Where were you guys letting Helevin stay, by the way?
Probably,
stay with
Probably below decks.
yeah, somewhere
Cargo
below.
ship.
God,
Cargo.
what a
Nowhere
I'll keep him
near
in
my
room.
death
I
ride.
can keep an eye on him.
Cool.
So, hold on, that would have been-
He opens Finbar's room, which I think is just very crunchy and like
When he hit the ceiling,
lots of little
he turned
plants.
into ice, and then he hit the floor again, so he's 11
Yeah,
again.
he's 11.
Okay.
And they
he
were
pokes-
both asleep the whole time.
Didn't wake up.
He pokes his head out as you guys are walking by. He goes, "Right, is everything fine there?"
Yep, nothing to
Oh, we're
see
good.
here. Your ride is probably somewhere nearby at this point. I doubt that they are unaware of our arrival.
Excellent.
Oh
Should
yeah,
collect my
Cressida
things.
might have noticed that. Yes.
Closes the door. Unclear what things that he means, and also, I'm very sorry, Dom. Anyway,
Maybe it's our thing.
you
Oh.
guys head into the room. Delphine comes in. She's pretty tough, so she's not too rattled by that, but you can see there is like... She might have been doing her makeup or something, because there's kind of like a big smear of like the lipstick kind of going across.
Yeah.
The hair is like a little bit off to one side. You each take a seat. Verla sits at the head. And I think this is actually going to be a good time for us to take a little early break, and then we'll come back to the second half of the episode.
Oh
Sure.
baby.
The gang
Oh, the
goes to the
adrenaline.
DMV.
Rolling with difficulty.
Today's adventure is brought to you by World Anvil. World Anvil is a browser-based world-building tool designed to help you, the creator, write and world build, all while keeping your work organized and in one place. World maps, calendars, customizable wikis, visual timelines, and more let you decide how best to build your world. And when you're ready to write, look no further than the built-in word processor. You can write your prose directly in World Anvil to keep every step of the process in one place. We all know TTRPGs are all about the power of friendship, and with real-time collaboration, you can work with your players or other creators on the same project. On top of all that jazz, World Anvil recently rolled out a new feature called whiteboards. This visual canvas allows creators to freely draw out their ideas, adding diagrams, flowcharts, mood boards, and more. If you're a more visual creator, this feature is perfect for you. You can chart out character arcs, storyboard key scenes, doodle your character holding hands with somebody else's character, or whatever else you need to help make the story you see in your mind come to life. Interested? Of course you are! And it only gets better, because for our listeners, World Anvil is offering a special discount. Just use code PLUG at checkout for 40% off a yearly membership.
Hi, I'm Austin, and thank you for listening to Rolling with Difficulty. We've been thrilled to have you tagging along for the adventures of the Per Aspera. Rolling with Difficulty recently launched a new way to support the podcast, our Patreon. In addition to helping make this program possible, patrons get access to all sorts of bonus content directly from myself and from the rest of the cast, so save those wish rings for later. Rewards include monthly Discord hangouts, additional character and NPC info, bonus stories from the Planescape, art sheets, and more. Right now, new patrons will even have access to our special launch bonus, the playtest for the College of Feasts Bard subclass, inspired by our very own Elise. Check out the link in the description below to browse these and all the benefits awaiting patrons, and thank you to everyone for supporting Rolling with Difficulty. We'll see you out there on the Astral Sea.
Rolling with difficulty.
And welcome back. When last we left our heroes, a lot of things had happened. If you missed it,
Yeah.
scroll up. I don't know what to tell you.
Scroll up.
Really,
It's an
Scroll.
audio
really two
format.
things happened. But there are a lot of
Three.
there's
Go
a
back
lot
in
in
the
those
text
two
thread.
things.
I'd say three things happened. Verla got some emotional closure, and then he got thrown through a plate glass window, and then he fell 500 feet.
4, the dragon and Plug became buddies. Let's
Oh,
just
yeah,
count
sorry,
the
yeah.
That was
high
your
emotional drama.
Right, yes. I also got harassed by 2 households, both alike in dignity over here, but other than that, everything was fine.
Verla, you have everyone's undivided attention in the kitchen. Everyone sits around the table, expectant eyes. Beaten and bruised from your recent fall. What would you like to do?
Yeah, Verla is dinged up.
Slightly dented.
You can see that he's sort of just like struggling to figure and find out the words to say until like eventually he just kind of like shakes his head in sort of in like a fuck it we ball moment. He takes the ring off of his finger and it clatters onto the table. It doesn't work. I used it.
Wait. Like it didn't work when you used it?
Or it does.
No, I used it.
Oh.
I used it and
Oh.
it doesn't work now.
Oh!
I'm sorry.
So it did work, and now it's used.
Yes, I used it to do the thing that Finbar said that I was going to do before. I used it to find my crew.
Oh!
Did you?
That's why we've been going to Thilton and talking to Casimir, and that's why Delphine is here.
Oh!
Um,
Delphine?
Well, this...
Guilty, yes indeed. I apologize for the deception, but needs must.
Finbar's going to quietly take the ring, look at Verla, says, I appreciate the honesty, and he slides it onto one of his fingers. I'm going to make some tea. Take it to
Well,
him.
no, hold on. This is important. This is where the Lady of Pain part comes in. She kicked me, she locked me out of Sigil very briefly, and then she very graciously let me back in.
Which is the part where you fell 500 feet and nearly died?
Yes. The reason is
Pretty
because
nice of her.
I didn't just wish to find my crew. I might have wished for a god's help in finding my crew.
So instead of going for the direct route to solve the problem,
I don't know.
What happened
Dani.
exactly?
I don't
He
know. I
said
was
he, talked
I
to
was
God.
okay. I was in a state because
god?
of the madness and the dragon, and I nearly died, and I was sad for a while, and I wasn't thinking right. Okay, and
Is the madness still a problem? Did it come back?
no,
Nah,
Oh.
he ain't mad.
no.
Okay. Whew. Sorry.
I was-
Okay, this is a lot. Which god?
Mystra.
Oh. Who's Mystra?
That's
Magic
the wolf
lady.
magic. Yeah.
Magic lady. Oh.
The magic lady.
Yeah, it's the capital magic.
Okay. Cool. Is she nice?
Jury's still out. Delphine is morally obligated to say yes, I think.
What?
Well, Otto thinks that he hired Delphine to be our dead mother, but Mystra had pulled some strings to ensure that Delphine is the one who was to take on that job. Delphine, you can explain it better than me at this point.
There's frankly not much more to say. Serving a god does have its benefits when it comes to deep pockets and access to resources. It was trivially easy for myself to be the one to gain the services of the crew when Otto began to search for them after the prodding by my mistress had led to those events, and then it was simply my job to feed you jobs that would take you in places that were necessary for my master Verla to visit.
Like the job with Casimir and picking up the, a heart. What was that?
Oh, yes, well, that was a bit of my own business, but it was coincidental that, yes, he was instrumental in giving you your next clue, although, as it turns out, my presence was hardly needed after that first one. You made rapid decisions and came to your own conclusions. I must say, quite impressive. I was sure I was going to have to lead you around on another 2, 3, maybe 4 expeditions before you began to take control of your own agency.
Thank you, Delphine.
I'm
we
honestly
didn't
just
just
glad
go
you don't
in
really
for
work for
take that
Otto.
tea.
He's really, really annoying.
Well, no one under my circumstance would have. The deal he was offering was to, for someone to pay the ship and be on it for its services, that he might still make money and that someone might keep an eye on you to ensure that you are doing as you were asked, but it seems our little deception has functioned so far.
Okay. So the Lady of Pain really doesn't like God stuff, but Finbar's
No.
okay. And Finbar does God stuff, right? That's like a thing that Finbar, you do God stuff, right? Help me out here.
A little bit of God stuff. The gods of nature aren't all that hands-on.
Okay.
in the things that they do.
It's the gods themselves that aren't allowed in Sigil, and I guess technically I sort of towed that line.
What do you mean,
how
towed
much
that
God stuff do you
line
have to
exactly?
do? Yeah, what
Can I make a guess?
Sure, you were nearly there anyway.
You used the ring while we were still here.
I used it immediately once I got it. Yes.
I have enormous
You know
respect
what?
for the impulsive decision that you've made, even if I am extremely angry that maybe now we might be in trouble with the Lady of Pain.
I will assure you that if any trouble were to befall upon you, then I will stand in front and take that blow. It was the reason why I hadn't told you guys in the first place.
Okay, first of all,
no.
absolutely not.
Well, hey, Mystra might have been helpful. She may be coy, and she is the source of all arcane magic, but she is, at the end of the day, a god, and that is dangerous.
Was she helpful? Did you find your crew?
In a sense.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I know where to go.
How bad? Oh, okay.
I know where they are. I don't know how feasible it is to go now. At the very least, I'm not going right now.
But they're alive.
Some of them.
Oh.
That's kind of all I want to say about that right now.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Right. Anyway. I think Finbar's nature with his god is kind of similar to a lot of people's. They send their prayers and their wishes. No, wishes is the bad word to use. They send their prayers up, and, you know, they might be heard, they might not. Those lucky few are bestowed unique powers and abilities. This was different. They pray to their god, but there's no real guarantee that they would speak back. No direct communication. I was in direct communication with Mystra. I had been for maybe the last month or so.
Oh. Huh.
And she's powerful. She's dangerous. I respect her for her power, but I knew that if I did something wrong, and I don't know what that something could be, I don't want to speculate, then I knew that I could be in danger, but that was the only one I was willing to put in danger. I didn't expect that the Lady of Pain would have caught on, in fairness, and I certainly didn't intend for this ship and you all to fall and nearly crash, and I'm
No,
so
we're fine.
sorry.
I have a question. Why did you wish for her to help you, specifically?
Again, I was in a state.
I know, but I've never even heard of Mystra. I mean, that's not really saying much, but, you know, if we'd, dealt with her before, you know, I might have remembered her, 50-50.
No, I don't think you have, not directly at least. Remember when we were fixing the Per Aspera when we were getting roundsman rigs back to the Searing Tongue?
You mean when we broke the laws of reality in order to make sure that our ship could get back to the city of Sigil faster than it ever had before?
That is so true in more ways than one. I was able to look into the weave, and I'm not even exaggerating about that. And when I looked into the weave, it was Mystra staring back, and so at least that had her in my mind. And then I thought, you know, and then there was everything with Elise and how she wanted to bring her mentor back. And then I was honest. I would have done the same. I did do the same thing. And then, you know, we were partying, and I might have drank. I didn't drink a little. I was completely lucid. I knew what I was doing. I just wanted answers, and who better to get those answers from than the person in charge of all magic and the weave.
Well, I guess going to the source does make sense.
Does it?
Not really.
Okay, so hold on. The night that we got the ring.
Yes.
And we gave you the ring because, you know. Okay, real quick. Who here didn't think Verla was gonna do this eventually?
Eventually, that's the thing, right?
No,
and
just
eventually,
checking.
And then ideally with the consent explicitly of the whole group, because we are. I thought I was doing something to protect you, but it was just so hard to keep secrets from you all. Finbar got so close so fast, and then Kyana, you were basically almost there already. It was stressful.
I'm sorry, I didn't. When we were in the forest with Elise, and we were talking about cardamom, and we were all sort of disagreeing, I kind of knew that you would have said anything to get the ring. You know? Like, it wasn't really about what was true. It was... But I understood why. I didn't think she wanted it for the right reasons either. And, you know, some of your crew is alive, and that was important. And it was important to you. So...
I didn't know if they were alive. I mean, at my point at that time, I was taking as much of a gamble as Elise was doing.
That's not true. Elise knew her mentor was dead. And you needed that answer, even if the answer was closure. So
Regardless, I could sympathize.
I know you could, but I also knew that you wanted the ring, and I wanted you to have the ring too. So I didn't... You know, I thought it was fine that you'd get it eventually, and I kind of assumed that you'd do this at some point. I did think you'd say something, but it's okay. You know? Like, what else were we gonna use this thing for?
If someone died?
Well, nobody did.
If we lost the ship, we could have used it to get the ship out of Otto's hands. Did you see the thing that he had on the Per Aspera for that whole month?
Yeah, nobody explained that.
It's a Marit. Inevitable, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, they're bad news.
Yeah.
According to the laws of concordance here in Sigil, he is contractually the owner of the Per Aspera. And I had signed that away.
Well, we can deal with that when we deal with it.
Verla.
But...
Do you know what the difference between you and Elise is?
I followed through with the thing that I was doing, and Elise was able to be talked down in a reasonable and logical manner.
In a sense. Elise ain't an adventurer. You know, she got her fill. When she was done, she went back to doing what she does now. She knew her limits. You not so much. And I know I could always talk down Elise, and I didn't know if I could talk you down. So the reason why I was willing to give you that ring is because sometimes people gotta learn things the hard way. You
really?
were given.
You're pulling that shit right now. The I told you so. The let mother sit back and watch her child fuck up on her own. Fuck you, Finbar.
Okay.
The difference is,
I say it jokingly. You see that
Yes,
he's kind of like smiling
with his eyes.
His robot eyes.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure whether or not we would be able to catch you. And after today, after you literally fell from the sky, the consequences of all your actions, yeah, we can. Because we're all adventurous. We rise to the occasion, no matter how hard the challenge is, no matter how deep the grievance is, no matter how big the challenge in front of us. You know, we stick together. You know, we have our moments. You had yours. You had the power to find the answers, and now you have your answers. But the stronger we get, the bigger the challenges are. And that's when we move forward together.
But you didn't ask for this. And I turn to Dani. I kind of look at her.
Yes.
We were just doing jobs for Otto before, and now, you know, the stuff with Finbar and the searing tongue, I guess we could have talked to him more. I don't like him, but that shouldn't really be my thing that influences you to... But regardless,
We're talking
we were
about
just
Otto,
supposed to be doing jobs.
right?
This was just supposed to be simple. And now here we are, potentially going into the Gith capital to rescue, you know...
What?
Hey,
Oh,
not to... I don't want to steamroll over the whole emotional moment we're having here, because, you know, point A, we don't do things just because they're jobs. All of us are friends who care about each other. If you have shit you're going through, we help you with the shit you're going through. But B, you just said Gith capital, and I don't want to gloss over that. Is
Right.
that...
Yeah, can we
Okay.
go back?
Okay, so, okay, fine, alright. Okay, fuck! Okay, alright. Last night, I saw Emerson. Mystra brought his spirit to me. He's dead. He's gone.
Oh.
And I hadn't known that, and Now I do. But he was able to restore some of my memories. Namely, him dying to that Gish. And I turned to Finbar. You remember the Gish? On the plane of fire? That you whipped him with your... Sorry,
yes.
We never really... Hold on. You have a whip that comes out of your wrist.
Oh, this one?
Oh, that thing's so gross. Okay,
Gross out.
are we talking about it now? Okay.
It's in your vein. I can see it. It's
No.
ventricular.
Maybe we could stop talking about the vein thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm deflecting. Yes, no, that Gish. He was there. It was a raid. It was a huge raid, and someone in my crew had betrayed us. Dexter. That was his name. Everyone else, they were taken. Again, still emphasizing the original point that I had made, months ago. Gith don't usually take prisoners. This is very interesting.
It sounds super interesting. What's the Gith capital?
I don't remember the name. It sounds like Thuldanin.
Tunaris?
Tunarin.
Or Tunarath. My
Tunarath. Yes.
Putting that information together, because I'm like, in my head, Cressida said that there's artificers gone missing, and that this is a crew of extraplanar explorers. Is there any pieces that Dani could be connecting here about, like, maybe the Gith are trying to build some sort of enhanced spell jamming capability?
Fuck, what if the Gith and the Mind Flayer are working together?
It seems impossible, and yet...
Or they want to combat the Mind
They would never do that.
Flayers.
Okay. Alright, Wally, I trust your innate... I trust your deep...
From what I know, there's
lore.
the last two people who would be allied with each other, so...
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. And yet. Anyway. Yeah.
Verla, I mean this in the nicest...
I mean, Dani, if you want to, roll me... Roll me... It's an insight, but use your intelligence, so I don't know if you're proficient in insight or not.
I actually am.
This is cruel.
Oh, okay, so you get to add your proficiency and your intelligence bonus.
To my insight?
When you make an insight using intelligence, so instead of your wisdom modifier, which is -1, you're going to use your intelligence, which is +4. So you're piecing things together, you're being insightful, but you're using your intelligence instead of your wisdom.
And then it's got the
You're doing
proficiency
Verla.
bonus.
Yes, because if you're proficient with insight, then you still get your proficiency bonus.
Equations, flying.
So what's your normal insight is what? +3?
I was wondering,
now
I
instead
was like, what? How is
+8.
it like the 1-3 on this character sheet? It's because it's a 4 - 1.
Yeah.
22?
22? I mean, nothing you... Well, the Mind Flayers and Gith working together kind of contradicts itself, but nothing you said contradicts each other. You definitely don't have enough evidence to, like, be certain, but there's, nothing you said is illogical,
Verla, do you have any
someone
sense
wanted
of
this crew.
how long ago this all happened?
How fast did Gith age? Wait, Astral
They
Sea.
don't,
Sorry.
Astral Sea.
Yeah, never mind.
Well, it was a month
when did
before. It was a month before our shore leave. It was maybe about 2-ish weeks before then, and then it was 8 months before we saw Kyana, and then maybe 19 months.
Recent.
It was... I can give you the timeline here. You were down for 19 months.
Mm-hmm.
You spent about a year with Dani fixing up the ship.
Right. Yeah.
Which was not easy, by the way. That's why it took forever. In that time, that's also... I think the year is from you guys fixing the ship to the time you met Kyana. So it was... Most of it is fixing the ship, and then there's a brief window where you're sailing, and then you meet Finbar, and then you meet Kyana. Mm-hmm. So that's 2 years, 7 months. All of season 1 takes place pretty quick, so we're going to go ahead and just like it's days, basically. So we'll just handwave that time. There's an 8-month jump between seasons 1 and 2.
3 years. 3
So
months.
it's over 3 years, and then all of season 2 happens pretty quickly as well. We're talking over the course of like a couple weeks, and then season 3 picks up immediately. The downtime takes place over a couple weeks. So go ahead and add like another like month on there. So, but you're looking at it's over 3 years since the event happened.
3 1/3 years, give or take.
Somewhere about there, yeah.
But Mystra would have told you if they were dead, right?
No, I think she explicitly said that they were... Well, I had it said. She threw her words back at me. They were imprisoned. and it's up to me if I want to free them.
Can I ask what your crew was particularly good at or doing, or any reason they might have been a target for a raid like that?
And they didn't take you, right? I mean, obviously, like, you were left on the Per Aspera, but
I think we were able to hold them off. They got most of the crew, but they had killed Emerson, and they took off before taking me. I mean, right.
Verla,
Right,
it's pretty. Yeah, Verla, it's clear to you what happened, which is Emerson inadvertently, but made one of them kill themselves.
Right.
And the rest of the Gith were like, "We're going," and that's when Dexter was like, "No, the deals. We need all of them. We need them alive." And Delphine was like, "Nah, you're not in charge." So deals changed.
Emerson protected me. Then is the thing I should have said. Then he protected me. He wasn't able to protect everyone else, nor himself. Emerson was the one who rallied us all together. We were united under his name on one front, and you read what it was. We had apparently been inspired by the works of the Ad Astra, and I think we were on our way to something similar. Something close, I think. It could be that that's why they were taken. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's why it was.
So...
Yes. But no more important than the well-being of you all.
Like I said,
I could handle belligerent artificers. I could handle a trip into a junkyard. This is something else entirely. I couldn't handle one Gish. Me and Finbar combined.
Well,
this is their home turf.
You got all four of us. We have time to prep. Where's your sense of adventure? Like Dani said, these there are jobs, but at the end of the day, we each travel the stars because it fulfills us. There's no greater sense of plane shifting from one plane of existence back onto the sea of infinite stars, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And we get to do it together. It don't get any better than this. It really don't. So, if you need help getting your crew back, I'm there.
Of course.
I look at Dani.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little pissed off that you lied about using the ring. Not because of what you used it for, but just because you didn't tell us. But I get it.
I understand.
So, even if I was more pissed at you, I would still be willing to go to hell and back again as a team. If we gotta go to a Gith city, we gotta go to a Gith city.
Not right now, though.
I didn't think right now.
I want to make
until
that
you just said that.
I didn't think so. I just want to make that clear. At the very least, I'm very hurt.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely.
And that's my sort of follow-up question. Lady of Pain, odds on her not wanting us around the city anymore?
Well, we saw the Dabu, and they had walked away. It was a warning shot, Dani, and it was just to me, but it inadvertently propagated to the ship.
Okay, I have a question. If that was because of whatever you and Mystra have been doing up till now, are you guys going to be doing anything else together? Like, that might make her mad?
Anyone who wants to can make, like, a religion check.
Can I do insight instead?
You know what? Actually, Kyana, go ahead and roll an insight.
Thank you. Can you please?
It's kind of a hefty DC on this.
Maybe just to sort of flavor things and spike things. I will say, she had explicitly said that we will no longer be talking in the way that we had been before. Anything else? I gotta do what Finbar does to Sylvanas.
Huh.
Finbar, what do you
17.
do to Sylvanas?
17?
Pray, Dani.
Not
Pray.
long ago, you fought a champion of a god here in the city. Like, people, you've seen angels and devils work in this city. People with close affiliation to God come here all the time. People with, you saw people in the fighting pit using prayer to heal people who had been injured. Plenty of that stuff happens. What is barred is the hubris of, like, directly calling, like, putting a direct line on the god and using the most powerful spell in existence to bypass all the rules that prevent that. That was the problem.
Okay,
It's kind of akin to, like, clerics can cast any spells basically that they want, but they cannot but using divine intervention in the city of Sigil would be like a bit of a like a little bit of an overstep.
It's like pulling God out of heaven, saying, "I gotta talk to you real quick."
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder what that's like.
yeah.
So, Verla, if we get a second wish, please don't do that again. Otherwise, I think
You can't
we're
tell
good.
me what to do. No, I know. Yeah. I understand.
Well,
Okay.
Verla, you're gonna need to rest up.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Point of
Okay,
order,
that
I lean
was-
back in my chair.
Yeah, that was a lot of stuff, but hold on. What we were finding the last few trips that were, of course, it was all about, well, I guess it was all about your crew and what you were doing.
Yes.
And it was talking about other planescapes, right?
Yes. That, I think Emerson tried to explain that to me. He had been, I don't know if afflicted is the right word, but it kind of seems the way, based on how he describes it. He had dreams whenever he slept of other worlds. I think it was his overall desire to bring us to them. That might have been what spurred us. Well, it's what spurred him to find people who could, further him and them to that goal. I think that's why they found the Ad Astra. And then, again, I think that's why the rest of the crew were taken. There are other worlds out there.
Do you know if
Doesn't-
you succeeded?
I don't know. I don't think so. Well, sorry, let me clarify. We did not succeed in the time before that Gith attack. It could be that in the 3 years since, using the powers of Caleb, Master Sierra, possibly Dexter, they've cracked it. She did say... She said that there are people making a new spelljammer. In her very vague way.
New.
Oh, what are the words? Somewhere else beyond where her sight can reach, a new spelljammer is being built. I'm paraphrasing.
Okay,
She's
wait.
like the really big goddess of magic. Beyond where her sight can reach? That doesn't sound like it could be many places.
I thought that it was another world, but I could be wrong on that.
Well, there's a handful of places that I assume, not every god has equal access to every single location in the entire multiverse. People do shady shit all the time, but I want to circle back to that new spelljammer thing for a second here. Any indication of, like, technical specs? Anything?
Well, let me tell you,
we find it.
If our intuition is right, it's gonna have one thing that this doesn't. Multiversal travel. I think that's why she brought it up, at least. So if you want to go and find them on the sole basis of, nabbing some new tech, then I'll take it.
Verla, the reason we're going to find them is because they're your crew and they're important to
I'm
you.
deflecting, Dani. I'm deflecting.
I know,
I'm just
and I'm
trying to
deflecting it right
lighten the
back.
situation. I'm uncomfortable.
Wow. Warforged don't dream, though, right?
Or Mechanites.
Oh, I'm
do
so sorry.
not dream.
Mechanites, yeah.
Well, yes, mechanically Warforged do not
right.
dream, and Mechanites do not normally dream either.
Right.
That's true.
Virla has never had a dream in his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which is why he said, I didn't think anyone would believe me. I never said how I knew about the worlds. I dreamt them. And for the record, what Mystra said was, and somewhere beyond where my view will allow, someone has created a new spelljammer.
Has created. Uh-oh. Has present tense. Oh dear. Shit. Is there any way that I can kind of parse what she meant by beyond where her view will allow? I'm assuming that it's like some sort of like either it is Sigil, you know, a place that the Lady of Pain has deliberately constructed so as to not allow, you know, gods to interfere. I'm thinking something similar elsewhere in the planescape. I don't know where specifically.
Roll an Arcana check.
Sure.
Or religion. They're the same bonus for you.
27.
27? Foolish me. 27, yeah, well, Mystra is very powerful, but there are gods. There's a hierarchy to gods, right? God, big G. Or I should say, there is not God, big G, rather. There's God, little g. And there's hierarchies of them. So, Mystra ranks pretty high as far as that goes, but she is not one of the, like... She might be in the top. She ranked pretty high. There probably are ones more powerful than her technically, so there's the possibility that it has something to do with that, right? Mm-hmm. There's the possibility, right, Sigil, like you just said, is a place that is blocked from direct interference from the gods. So both are good, you know, theories as to why, but ultimately it's like, who knows, you know? Like, you can create spheres that are, you know, an anti-magic will protect you from, and there are spells that protect you from being scryed upon and viewed. So who knows what's going on that's preventing her gaze. It's certainly not small, right?
Yeah.
But it's not like it's the most impossible thing that she wouldn't be able to know something automatically.
Okay. I guess I'll just sort of like shrug and say it could be a number of things. It's pure speculation that it's the Gith who are creating this new spelljammer. And again, but...
Or the Mind Flayers.
Or the Mind Flayers. Right. Because of Cressida. We need to...
I guess they still had their spelljammer. Well...
But they need someone to fix it. I guess
maybe.
Then you're right, that wouldn't be the same thing.
Man, we have a lot of enemies.
Yeah.
Just like a very average amount of enemies, I feel like, for people who
Yeah.
do the kind of work that we do. I'm
was
frankly
gonna say,
surprised we
I'm
don't
with
have
Danielle on
more
that one.
enemies, considering.
Considering Dani exists, yes.
Hey.
Some folks, I think. Anyway.
One thing at a time, though. Y'all finish this tea. I'll make breakfast. We gotta drop off.
We got
Eleven.
errands to run. Yeah.
And then we gotta go deal with Otto. And then
As
we
in,
gotta
check
plan.
in with Otto.
On that note, it has been made clear to me that my tenure as your, what did you call it, den mother, should be coming to an end presently.
Oh, no.
I can pay for a little bit more time to allow you to attend to your own affairs, and I will abscond and you can just take the time to do as you like, but there will come a time, probably within several weeks, when the contract will run out and you will need to deal with it in whatever manner you wish. But unfortunately, while I'm going, today in fact, I will make sure that you have some time to yourselves to deal with whatever affairs, where you can continue under the guise that I'm aboard your ship.
That's very nice of you.
Yeah, that sounds
think-
great.
Well, it's not my money, to be fair, but
I'm gonna choose not to look any further into that. When do you think you're heading out today?
6-7 minutes.
Oh.
Oh.
I do have several things to, and this while this has been great fun. Indeed, I'd never visited Thulden. It's a dreadful place.
Did you visit
I
Thulden?
do have many clients and many of my kin who need my aid that I've been justifiably but until things come to an end, putting off. So
Of course.
I will be returning to my affairs. If ever you should need procurement of items, though, I do have a vast network, and you've all been quite lovely, so I'd be more than happy to do any business with you in the future. She gives a deep bow.
Aw. Well, I mean, if you ever need us, you know.
Perhaps, as I said, I do have a wide network, but it has been fun to stretch my legs a bit and get out of the library and the meeting and all those things, you know.
Aw.
Thank you, Delphine.
Yeah.
Been a real one.
It has been my pleasure to serve you, as well as Our Lady.
Yes. Okay.
She steps out.
So, a couple of options. Either we use the couple of weeks that Delphine gave us to find my crew by going into a Gith city, or we spend that time preparing and we have to convince Otto to let us do that.
Well, I mean, I don't think it'll take us a couple of weeks to get to the Gith City, so it feels like we could just use a couple of weeks to prepare, and then at the end of the time, before it's the whole auto thing, go to the city.
Depends on what you want to do, but if you move fast.
I have a question.
Basically, she's the mechanics of this is she's basically paying out to the end of the month, right?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm moving out now, but I'm paying to the end of the month. So, yes.
Breaking your lease.
Should we go to Limbo?
That was going to be my first thought.
Right, because Enoch's out there, along with his Rachma, and they've dealt with Githyanki and Mind Flayers, so whichever one of those is the problem, or the more pressing problem, I guess, because I think they're both problems.
We're also due for a visit from your old... We're also overdue a visit to your old prison mates, in fairness.
Oh, the other monks!
Yeah, sorry, I was deflecting. Again.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think they're fine, probably. But yeah, I feel like, because we don't know what we're going into, right? For either of these.
No.
And I think, I just feel like the Githzerai probably know more about both of these guys than we do. And even if we mess up and can't do it because, you know, this is really scary, I feel like the entire Githzerai civilization is going to want to know, you know, what these guys are up to. And then handle it however they want to handle it. So even if we don't get anything out of it, I think we should still let them know.
Allies are important, for sure.
Yeah.
I think a trip to Limbo is necessary, but we still have to repair the ship. So I might be wrong, but I think we're going to need some time docked here.
Wait,
we need to at least
how
run
messed up
some
did the ship get?
errands today. Well, a metal man fell out of the sky and hurled 500 feet into it.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, you know what? That's actually a good point.
No!
Hold on.
Teacher, do we have homework?
The ship, I'm going to say the ship takes half the damage that Verla took.
Oh yeah, we have
which
stats
is-
for this.
30.
Yeah,
I've been
we do.
patching.
Well, wait, hold on. If it's half the damage, then that crosses the mishap threshold.
No, stop that.
Yes, it does.
What are you doing?
So 30. So it was 30
Whoops.
points of damage to the ship. So
Sorry.
do you have the stats in front of you?
I
Noir?
do.
Cool. So So if you want to go ahead and keep track, minus 30 damage to the ship, and it's a mishap. So go ahead and roll the mishap.
All right, we're at
Should have had
370.
that happen immediately, but new mechanics with this.
That's actually not that bad, all things considered. I rolled a 16, so shedding armor. The vehicle's damage threshold is reduced by 10 until this mishap ends.
Cool. And there's a way to end mishaps, I believe.
A mishap may be ended with an ability check made at disadvantage if the ship is moving. So
Yeah. So if you spend some time in, which you are,
Yeah.
like if you guys were on the run in a fight, it's difficult to fix that kind of stuff.
Right.
But Dani here with, you know, even a couple hours is going to be able to fix the mishap. There's also rules for how fast she can actually repair the hit points, so that she'll have to abide by. But it'll be trivially easy for her to get the damage threshold back up with a couple hours.
I don't need like
Great.
days or anything, but you know, I could use at least a day or two maybe here to repair some stuff. Also, we've got a number of errands to run.
Yes. Give me a shopping list. I'll take care of some stuff.
Well, one thing I would like to go shopping for my own, but Cressida is somewhere in the city, and we're supposed to deliver that other robot to her.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go try and find Cressida with towing 11.
You do at this point. You feel the ship kind of give a shudder, like something bumped into it. And as you look out the porthole that's in the kitchen, you see a big silver spider head with big glowing red eyes looking through at Kyana.
Just big waves.
It's just Lula like looking through the window right now, but presumably Cressida's out there.
All right, I'm gonna scoot up to the deck and grab 11 on my way out.
Oh, all right.
Oh dear.
I got stuff on here too.
I'm gonna follow Kyana.
What? What's up?
I got some stuff to do as well. Yep.
Yeah.
Me too.
We all want to talk to Cressida.
You guys all make your way to the top. You come out and you see she's like walking up to the deck. She like looks behind her at the big crowd that's still staying there. She looks up at you guys. She goes, "You guys giving away diamonds or some shit? What's going on?"
I'll hustle over to the side of the deck. First of all, punch Kyana on the arm as I go by for selling diamonds or giving away diamonds, and I'll just sort of like old woman shakes fist at the sky, like, "Get nothing to see her. Go on, get." Try. Look grumpy and disheveled.
Hello, Cressida.
Amazing you make whatever friends you do. What's up, guys? She looks around. By the way, how do you guys greet her? Because like you've known her for like a little bit now. You spent like an adventure together.
I'm gonna go in for the high five.
She came to our birthday party. She's a bro.
She came to the birthday party. Yeah. You go for she goes for the high five.
Yes.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Finbar's a hugger, so.
Aw.
She'll give a hug.
Dani stands off to the side awkwardly.
I'm gonna scratch Lula in the spot behind her
Dani,
fourth
charm.
eye that she likes.
Yeah. Lula, one leg.
Hey, watch the ship, watch the ship.
I'm gonna hold up my sewer dragon for her
the Nine Hells?
to like sniff.
Sorry? What?
How would you like a guide into the Nine Hells?
I don't really need a guide, but you said someone needed a ride?
Yeah, we picked this guy
fair
up
enough,
in
yeah.
the second layer of Acheron, and he needs to get back to hell.
Hello. I'm Clever. Please make your acquaintance.
Don't hit him, because then he gets
Charmed.
mean.
If he gets mean, then you can just hit him
I have the same
again.
problem too.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can stand by the spider over there. He'll when when we're ready. Ah, yes, all right.
Can you tell us more about the job that you're on? You said that you were looking for missing artificers from the city of Brass.
Yeah, more or less. I got hired by some guy who was hired by some guy who works for, the Sultan there. So
I realize Verla might
big
not know
deals
this,
and people
actually.
with deep pockets. And, I mean, it was just one person that I was hired to find, but Lula can tell when anyone's on a world, so pretty easy to tell he wasn't still in the plane of fire. But I figured, I would, sounds like what I did was go around and ask and, see if I could get any information. Like maybe someone had poached him, sent him off plane somewhere to hide him for a bit, lie low until he come back. And, maybe sort of like a rival situation. But what I learned instead was that there are a few of them that are missing. So I decided to check up on our charming friend here to see if anyone had, to their great misfortune, kidnapped her. And lucky being, she was not kidnapped, and they got to meet your very nice friend. So.
Wait, who's the two questions. Who are you specifically looking for, and also who's our very nice friend? Because that does not sound like anybody that we know.
Roy?
Oh, okay, maybe that actually does sound like someone we know.
Yeah, Roy's great. We love Roy.
We love Roy.
I'm just holding up the sewer dragon to Lula so that they can get used to each other.
She says we love Roy, and then she looks at Kyana and she mouths the word abs.
What did she say?
Abs.
Abs. Oh.
Gross.
I'm gonna lift my shirt slightly. Oh, Roy's abs.
She gives the like she yeah, and then she gives out like a she sees she turns, she goes, privilege, I can't tell you his name, but
You sure you couldn't, even if it was for, your favorite grumpy artificer who might be at risk of being kidnapped, apparently?
I have to follow some of your rules. What good would knowing his name help if you were being kidnapped?
It would
know who's
give
taking
me
him. In
a
fact,
chance to preemptively think
it would
about
be
maybe
really,
who
really
was
convenient.
kidnapping me based on the previous people that they had kidnapped. And maybe if they're going in alphabetical order, how far down the list I might be.
Well, your name starts with a D, so.
Well, maybe his name starts with an A. I don't know, do I? Because somebody doesn't want to tell me.
I'm not entertaining this conversation anymore.
Aardvark the artificer. He was the first to fall.
So, yeah.
If you do
anyway, seems so. I've already checked Sigil, not here. So next best bet, I'm gonna guess maybe in Avernus. Things are really kicking into a new gear with Bell back in charge. So I'm guessing that they might be looking for someone to make new weapons for them. It's pretty easy to find out. Lula will know right away. And then if not...
Does Eleven have thoughts on that?
11, the guy previously
What do you want to ask Eleven?
No. Does he have thoughts on some political schism in Avernus that just happened, apparently?
He goes, that's far above me. Not to worry. The warlord situation was something entirely separate, and rest assured that we will once again be in charge of that once we return. By the way, might we borrow your bike?
Absolutely fucking not. I want eyes on that thing the second they go to leave. Like, I want a hand on the handlebars.
Vice demanded that I ask, and I thought that it better come from me than him.
Yeah, no way in hell.
That's
Literally.
so polite.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry it was not under better circumstances, but for what it's worth, I am glad we got you and your companion out of there.
Yeah.
Certainly. Well, I would like to thank you for your timely intervention. Myself and Vice owe you our lives. And as thanks, I shall be sure to depart before he may make another appearance.
See that you do.
Have a good one.
I want eyes on my bike.
Indeed. He steps back. He has no bike on him. He does not carry a motorcycle.
I'll summon Bang, and I'll just have it go down.
Wait 1 second. And Finbar kind of dips back in the ship, comes out with the doggy bag. But don't forget this.
Aw.
Safe trip. This is lovely. Thank you.
Please tell me there's something spicy in there that'll make him take chip damage.
If there wasn't before, at some point during the day, Dani would have tried to drop a little bit of chili pepper flakes or something in it.
Oh my god.
He is a robot, so he doesn't actually need to eat. Mechanites don't actually need to eat to be sustained, but they can. Anyway, is there anything else you want to talk to Cressida about? Otherwise, she's gonna get back to work.
This might go beyond your professional boundaries, but if you do find the party that kidnapped that artificer, could you at least let us know the culprit's name?
Yeah, when I find out, I'll be sure to let you. Probably gonna want to call, because I don't really have a good way of calling you. So, check in.
Yeah.
Don't be strangers, We did a job together. We're co-workers, basically.
Yeah.
That's very nice of you to say.
I guess,
we shall keep that in mind.
Real quick, are there places you've checked already that you've cut up, scratched off the list?
Not Brass, not Sigil, or not all the Plane of Fire, I should say. Not Sigil. Hell was going to be next on my list, but I put it off for a day so that I could do this.
Okay.
Looks over at the boombox dude, examining her spider. And, after that is Prime Material Plane. Best guess after that, so. Although, it could be, I don't know, seems kind of atypical of them, but could be a guild or someone kind of acting weird in Bitopia too. So,
guilds could be tricky.
Plenty of places to check, and Lula's only got the 3 plane shifts every day, so best not waste any more time.
All right,
well.
Bye.
Safe travels, safe searching.
Thanks.
If you decide.
Oh yeah, what are you guys up to?
Buying glue.
Chaos, maybe? Glue.
worry
Let's
about
go
it.
with that. We're buying glue. We're buying glue.
Damn, that glue.
Buying glue. All right.
Yes.
Wow. Sad that I'm gonna miss out on that fun adventure, but
Oh boy.
hell needs me.
Not particularly. but
Now I must
you
go.
have fun with that.
Go to hell.
She goes over to Lula, places a hand, looks at Hlub/Vice. Goes, you gotta. Oh. Places a hand, and they vibrate out of existence.
All right.
Okay.
That was
One thing
fun.
off our list.
So if someone's been kidnapping artificers, they're not in the plane of fire. They're not here. They
We'll see
could
if
be on the
they're-
astral sea.
But that doesn't count as a plane for Lula to search, I don't think.
No, but that just
She can search the plane of. She can search it. That's how she found the queen.
Yeah.
You're right. Never mind.
She's just no good at getting around there because it's an ocean.
Yeah.
She's not a swimmer.
If you're thinking of hiring her, so when we go rescue your friends, I thought about that too. The more
Well,
the
She
merrier.
could find them
Yeah.
wherever they are. She needs something suitably like to become familiar with them in order to like get the scent.
Well,
And it needs to be literally more than just something they've touched. You know.
well, I've seen Aster and Dexter and Sierra at this point, so could I make out a rough sketch and have that be enough to...
No, you need like something that was theirs.
we're on
Yeah.
their boat. Is there not anything on here that was maybe
It's possible.
a belonging
It
with
was
someone?
3 years ago.
Years
Yeah.
ago?
We
Probably
can-
not.
I-
Right.
I kind of feel like the location of the gift capital is known, right? That information.
People know where to stay away. Like the general area is
Yeah.
known because people know where to stay away.
Exactly.
Okay.
We just.
So-
I'm
yeah.
also less worried
We
Well,
about
follow the
I-
signs that
finding
say
it specifically.
danger.
It's more the individual people.
They are somewhere in a city.
Yeah.
If anything,
City.
she can help with. I'm already coming up with battle plans for this whole thing, but we need a distraction, and then we need an extraction team. So we go find them and we pull them out.
Or I mean,
Having
You know.
her help pull people out with Lula. might
maybe
not
we
be a
could be
bad idea.
sneaky. I don't know. Maybe the gift
I think-
city has more than just gift in it. You know, there's all these.
We'd have to know
melting pots.
exactly where they are then, and if that's the case, just so that we don't spend too much time meandering.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, a little
Yes,
bit.
a
We'll
conversation
cross
for
that
another
bridge
time.
when we get there.
Yeah.
For now, we got. How long is it going to take, Dani?
A day or two. I can get the shields back up today to maximum efficiency, but the ship itself
I don't have the
could use
stats
a little bit more time.
in front of me. Noir, how many hit points can you restore per day?
Can I restore per day?
On
How
the
many
ship.
can be restored? It says it on
Uh,
the ship rules.
Yes. At 20 GP every day is 1 HP. Using mending over the course of 1 day restores HP equal to 1d8 plus the spellcasting modifier of the caster.
Okay, so I could repair
So if you
like
spend
10 or more points a day. So if we spent like 3 days here, we'd be almost back to max, likely in all likelihood.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds
Okay.
like we got 3 days here, minimum.
We
Right.
do not need to be birthed to repair the ship. So I mean, it could be that we spend a shorter amount of time here, and then it's just like the other day that is spent.
I guess the
We
question
could be in
is,
transit.
where
Yeah.
do you want to be in transit to? Are we going to Limbo first, or
Limbo's bad for things, right? That's why the sphere.
It's my worst nightmare.
That's Limbo is the plane of chaotic neutral.
Yes.
It is tough, but the sphere was specifically for the abyss to keep you from, because that's chaotic evil, to keep you from being stuff from being ripped apart there.
Gotcha.
So
so?
Okay.
you have that.
Well, and, we could probably still prepare for
It's
it.
yes, and to give a meta understanding of what's about to happen, this is episode 7. You guys have 2 to 3, depending on how long you want to spend and how many quests you want to undertake, sessions to prepare, and before you begin your, assuming you don't want to wait too long and you don't want to wait for the auto deal to run out and then have to
Yeah.
go back and
Yeah, deal with that.
Nah.
explain to him.
Again.
You have 2 to 3 sessions, and then we'll either either the final session will end with us like preparing to go there, or the final session will be the beginning of the breakout of Tunareth.
Oh boy.
So whatever you guys want to do, now is the time to discuss, so that I can plan what I need to prep for you guys with adventures.
It could be that we should go to Limbo once the repairs are done. It would help clarify a few things and maybe help consolidate a plan.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the particular modifications I might need to make to the ship in order to make it viable in Limbo. I bet I could find someone in this.
You're fine. You can go to Limbo.
Yeah. So
I mean, like, it's no more dangerous to the ship than Acheron,
Okay.
which is to say, like, bad stuff can happen,
Okay.
but the ship will sail
in that
there
case,
normally.
if we have the time, I'd like to take the days to fix the ship up here. But if we're in a rush, we can rush.
Well, we can find out where the portal is that we'd be sailing for, and then figure out how much
We have
time
a
we
tuning
have.
fork, don't we?
A tuning fork for Limbo?
Yeah.
I don't think you have a tuning
Didn't
fork for
Kyana
Limbo.
get
I don't
one
think
from
so
Enoch?
either. No, Enoch gave me something.
It was a way to
Enoch
get...
told you that if you ever needed to get to him, that Guildmaster Reese
Right.
in the Great Gymnasium could help her.
Right.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
But that was more of like a one person
Yes. Well,
kind of.
I am probably going to do that.
Okay.
Just, if we're peeling off for the day, then I am gonna want to make that connection.
Cool. Totally.
With the caveat that I don't want us to split and leave Dani completely alone on the ship.
I'm not
'cause
staying
artificers
alone
keep
on the
getting
ship. I have
kidnapped.
errands to run. I gotta go do my
Right.
shit.
Yeah, but artificers
Also-
keep getting kidnapped.
And
maybe we should buddy
artificer
up.
or
All of them
two
were in
has
brass.
been kidnapped, and it'll be fine.
And Cressida did say that they weren't in Sigil, so...
Okay, all right. And I guess if you do get kidnapped, we have enough of your stuff that Cressida could probably find you.
Yeah, sure.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe bet, honestly. All right. Seems like people want to do things. What would y'all like to do?
Universal adhesive, baby.
Yeah, I want to go buy
You're not getting a legend. It's not a legendary
any
magic
other
item. You're not
adhesive
getting
that will be
legendary items.
viable.
You can go get adhesive. Yes.
Just a dinky piece of super glue over in the market.
Not happy about it, but I'm doing it.
The tube's
Okay,
a little
what-
leaky and her fingers get stuck to it.
Let's have some declarations. Dani is going to go take care of that, and then I assume do her mending thing.
Yes.
Anyone else?
I'm
I have
going
3 things
to
that
the...
I want to do, but...
Yes.
As part of finding the glue, she kind of wanted to because I imagine I might be going to places frequented by mechanics and artificers and things, just sort of ask around and see if there was any sort of rumblings of people going missing, notably. Like a little bit of
You got a network?
a little bit of networking.
You're
Yeah.
tuned into the city?
Yeah. See if maybe people who are actually also artificers or are also mechanics
Yeah.
might have noticed their coworkers going MIA all of a sudden.
Go ahead and make a charisma check.
Oh, God.
I don't have bad
Just
charisma.
a
I
raw
have a
charisma.
+1.
She's fine. Yeah.
Natural 20.
She's got this.
Is that
Natural
all
20?
you've rolled? No, that hasn't
No,
been,
I've rolled a lot
but
of 4s and a lot of 20s.
420.
To begin nice.
Nice.
Blaze it.
21 total.
Natural 20. For natural 20, yeah, so there's an entire quest you could have undertaken to get the adhesive that was going to work best. But because you rolled natural 20, I'm going to say it's available here for 100 gold pieces in Sigil.
Yeah. Can I
Sap
haggle?
from the moon touch. Oh, the 100 gold pieces is your haggling. It's the good shit. It's the good shit.
But Sophia, you could get that universal adhesive. It's out there somewhere.
This is saving you for an extremely important part of what might be your plan coming up. This is saving you an entire adventure.
I will purchase it for 100
All right.
gold pieces. But I'm not
100
happy
gold
about
pieces.
it.
I'm proud of you.
You obtain in a cute little tin sap from the moon touch oak in Arborea, the world of the elves.
Ah.
You heard of anyone
Little
going
pocket
missing
Kyana
lately,
is very proud.
shopkeep?
Yeah, asking around. No one has any inclination. Like, no one's really sure what you're talking about, and you're pretty sure that they're being level with you. It doesn't seem like whatever's going on is wide-reaching or has affected Sigil or any of that.
Cool.
So even on a natural 20, the information you get is like no information. So take that how you will.
All right, that's Dani done. Then she's just gonna keep working on the ship, and if she has time in between her mendings to add the solvent to, or add the glue to her
She'll
special project.
go ahead and make me one last tools check.
I always forget how much to add to this. 23.
We're gonna need.
What?
Cool.
With all of the great rolls you rolled before and the high quality of the ingredient you obtained, you're able to finish the device. Do you want me to tell you what it's called? Do you want me to send you what it is? I'm going to write it. I don't have stats official for it, but I can tell you a bit of what it does. Or do you want to share it?
If you want to send me the name of it, I'll reveal it in an appropriately dramatic episode. An appropriately dramatic moment in the episode.
Cool. All right. You do that, and go ahead, while we're at it, let's just assume the day. Go ahead and roll your mending D8 plus your spellcasting, which is +4 from intelligence.
Ooh, okay. So 7 on the D8 plus 4, so 13.
Okay. Who else has something they would like to do?
Me.
All right.
I want to go to the great gymnasium and find whoever Guildmaster Reese is.
All right, that's probably going to be a little a short thing, real quick. To any other small business we want to take care of? Noir, you said you have a bunch. Is there anything small you'd like to, like Dani-sized bit here, you want to get out of the way?
Sure.
I can't believe you guys you managed to get out and go into Arborea with a natural 20. Go on, Noir.
I'm looking for a scroll of scrying.
Scroll of scrying is what level?
5.
5. These are difficult to come across,
Yeah.
so go ahead and make me an investigation check. I feel... it's not just looking for it, though. Hold on. It's also knowing people. Make an investigation check, but use your charisma.
Fuck me.
You still get your proficiency bonus from investigation.
Okay. So +2?
I guess.
Yeah.
Natural 20 is still
I don't
possible.
know, man. I didn't roll your stats.
Yeah.
I'm not your mom.
Where we at, boys?
3 minus
Yes!
2.
Yes!
Oh,
I'm
this is a tough one.
so
if
lost.
you want a scroll of scrying, you might need to speak to a friend you have, who like you'll go talk to someone you know to get this.
Yeah.
Trying to find
Maxim,
someone
for
you
instance.
don't
know.
know to just Maxim's a good option to just sell you one of these, which would take a long time and a lot of money to craft. That's difficult.
The idea was that it would help hone in on where Aster and the others are imprisoned. But if I can't get it within that time, then I'm fine waiting.
I have an idea on how to narrow down exactly where they are.
Sure.
Ooh.
You
Said,
also,
fair enough.
Austin, you said you might need to ask a friend. In Noir's classic sense of going too overboard too quickly, my first thought was that elf that Maxim and I helped.
Oh, the one you hung out with like for 30 seconds? Who gave
Yeah.
you the elven chain?
I mean,
She was like, "Hey,
that's
you don't know me."
That's
I was
overboard, but you guys kind of have an impossible task.
Yeah.
I want you guys in these next, over the course of this episode, as you discuss ideas, I want you to deeply, deeply consider all of the resources you have at your disposal. Any allies or tricks or anything you might want to accomplish, no matter how crazy, because these are
Fuck.
You're gonna try to be the first people to ever break in and then survive.
I know.
Getting out
I
of
have.
Tunareth.
Okay. Can I just say my idea right now then?
yes,
Sure,
yes.
sure.
Yeah, please. We're going a little freeform for the rest of this
Okay.
episode. This is
We
a little bit
know
more typical
who-
D&D session.
Was working with what was his name?
The Gish?
Dexter. Yes.
You know, in Delian.
we know
Yeah.
where he is.
We know where he
Yeah, that's true.
was.
He might still be there.
That was not that long ago.
We gotta go back
It's not a
in that
guarantee,
goddamn
but-
Kyana,
volcano.
Sure.
Kiana, I've been
Sure.
wanting to go back and save that axolotl.
Okay, not to rain on the parade or
I know
anything.
you're not about it, Dani.
I'm not against going back to the volcano, but I do think that if we're going in there, we need to have one goal, and I don't think that the axolotl sounds like a one goal. If
No,
the,
our goal.
I agree. Let's not save the
Dominantly.
axolotl because it's a tlesholotl.
the two-punch Verla? No, I'm kidding.
No, one goal.
He
Lawyer.
dies. He's
is
died. He's dead.
Get information about the location of your crew. and we know the man who would have that information.
It's
You're
not a
not
bad
wrong.
thought.
It's a very bad thought.
It is, well, yes, because
It's a
We
good
haven't had
idea,
time.
but can we do it?
we haven't had time for the dust to settle, and we're going back to the place where we failed diplomatically, failed tactically and offensively, and we failed on a humanitarian approach to save the Fleshlotl.
On the plus side, none of us died, so, like,
What
good
a,
lord.
yes.
what a strong narrative moment it would be to succeed where once we failed, though.
Oh boy.
That's what
It's
I'm
up to you
saying.
guys. Or you
This
could go-
time we
or
know
you
their
could go to one-
numbers. We know the game.
If I may, it sounds like you guys definitely want to do like information getting.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it sounds like you have a couple to spell out with a little bit of mechanics here. Speaking to Enoch,
Yeah.
he's your best ally, right? He's the one that you're of all these like sources, the one you're closest line with. He will be the most helpful in whatever way he can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he will also have the least information probably, because the Githzeri and the Githyanki do not get along. And I also say, like, you're not going to raise a Githzeri army to go attack.
Yeah.
That's like, you know, there's a deep scars of cultural problems and a long-held kind of like tense truce going on. So he will give you the best. He will be the most helpful as however he can, but he has probably the least information. We'll call this middle ground. The elf that you talked about, or some other third party who you guys might be able to find by talking to someone else, you know, get information like Maxim knows someone, you know, whatever like middle ground you go here, that person is going to be neutral, and if they're smart enough, they're going to know some more things, but you know, you're going to have to persuade them, and there might be some success or failure there. And Delphine is going to have the best information if you can get it from him,
Yeah.
which is the most dangerous, obviously.
Verla is not
So-
going to say this to the group, but I will say to the audience that he also has the nuclear option of Kinzeru, the Lord Devil.
He does have Kinziru.
Also, do we still have that Pokeball? I feel like that could really help
We
fight
do.
against
We
Delian.
should make a deal.
Oh.
Be very funny to Pokeball him in round one.
I'll
He doesn't
say-
seem very physically strong.
Kinziru or
No, the
or-
other guy.
or
No,
the
no,
Gith?
no. And Delian.
Oh, and Delian?
Yeah.
Delian's pretty tough.
He is, but
DC 20 strength check. Perhaps well stunned. Anyway, you know what? We're really getting ahead of ourselves here.
it sounds like we have a few possible options.
Yes.
I, Sophia the player, think it'd be really fun to go for the big gun in the volcano. But that is all of
I think
my
it's-
impulses saying
No, me too.
do the narratively
yeah.
fulfilling option, even if it's really hard.
Oh boy.
It would be a good adventure. Also, this is I don't go entirely by XP, like at rules is written for leveling up, but I use XP as a benchmark. So the harder tasks you undertake, the better chance you have of leveling up before you go as well. So,
Well, what are okay?
God.
and I don't. That's not meta knowledge, because you guys understand that the more
Yeah.
practice you get being monks and wizards and artificers, the better you get at being monks and wizards and artificers.
So that's one option.
So if you spent these weeks training, you know,
Um,
like literally going out and facing peril.
that's one option.
Y'all,
Is there? So it's that, and I think limbo probably sound like our best options in terms of one, amount of information possible to gather, or B, ease of gathering whatever information is available. Right? I feel like the middle route is so wishy-washy. Like we should either go for either extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is also, you did learn about what's her face, the giant you just had.
Delphine.
from
Delphine?
the
Delphine?
Celestial.
Yeah.
Delphine did mention knowing a seer. So
that's
Oh,
true.
right.
Pretty good. Maybe we could do two. We could.
that's another one of those middle ground, right? Where you
Yeah.
don't know her, and she's gonna have more information than Enoch's going to, but she's gonna be.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like right now we could split up a little bit. Just today. You know, do our errands. I can talk to Reese.
Definitely. Yes.
You can, I don't know, flag down Delphine as she's traipsing down Main Street and be like, wait, that's here. can you hook us up?
Yeah. At least gathering the resources and means to at least take whatever path. Like you would go to Reese to figure out how to get to Limbo. I could get more details on that seer.
Right.
I'm a fan of that.
And if there's other things we think, because if we do want to try to A, free that Slush Waddle, and B, interrogate the guy who we don't like, the bad guy who kind of kicked our butts that we don't like, we should probably gear up for that, It would be good to have a non-zero number of health potions in the party, for one thing.
That's one. There's also, if you want to literally gear up beforehand, you could see about go on a quest to reobtain the clockwork staff.
Yeah.
You could go on a quest to improve Lalin.
Oh yeah, getting
we have that. What is it called? Adamantite, whatever.
Oh,
you do have the metal that makes you could see about forging a 4-pole blade.
Ooh, I have the arrow of dragon slaying that I was trying
and you're about to go into
make into a bullet of dragon slaying because I have a gun and not a.
That's right.
Okay, well.
Okay.
Also, I wanted to keep an eye out
entering
for a non-heavy
at least
weapon.
2 to 3 days of downtime.
Yes.
So if Dani, you fix the ship, you got your thing. If you want to do the next day, let's get a quick Noir. Verla tried to get the scroll, did not today.
Yeah.
Finbar, is there anything you want to do today? Because then we're going to go to Kyana visiting Reese.
I would like to see if I can find a place to find a spell scroll of Revivify.
This is also like an investigation using your charisma. This is not going to. People who make spell scrolls to just bring people back to life, considering you can only do it takes a piece of your soul to do that.
Oh, it's not for me to
sort
use.
of a big deal. Well, I know, but it's not a piece of your soul.
Yes.
Whoever wrote the scroll had to put a piece of their own soul into it.
Oh.
So it's like, this is kind of a big deal. So
Okay.
Let me know if you roll a natural 20.
I probably will not. This is just a
Hold on. Does the audience know that little bit of lore that you made?
I can tell you if you like. So the way that I roll...
second best number.
Oh.
Number 2.
The way that resurrection works in our world is that you can revive anyone. We don't use any skill checks or anything. There's no ritual to undertake to resurrect someone. But each person can only resurrect another person once, because what happens is that when, for example, Finbar raises Verla, to bring Verla's soul back, Finbar has to use a piece of his own to affix it into Verla. So after he does that, it's basically like Verla gets inoculated against that working again. So Finbar could raise Kyana. Someone else, they could go, visit their cleric friend in Mount Celestia, Hans, and Hans could raise Verla. But Finbar can never resurrect Verla again. So it adds a little bit more stake because that 60-second Revivify is not going to work more than once from Finbar and each of you.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do we roll? 19. I am sorry to say, unfortunately, this is lore-wise. This is a big ask.
Ooh, okay. No, that's fair.
So if you want like clerical power, if you want a Revivify or better, you do know a cleric buddy. So that is another thing that you could consider.
How's your German, Austin?
And then I just need to check in with 2 people while I'm here, Elise being one of them, and the other one is Golzar, if he's around.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yes.
So, artificers can also learn Revivify, and technically I just don't have it prepared every day.
This is correct.
Would I have to do
Wait, you have Revivify? You just don't have it prepared?
artificers prepare spells, I just choose to never swap mine out, because I don't want to think about it.
You've had Revivify this whole time?
Revivify
Yes.
this whole time. Danny, please.
It's not even Sophia. Dani.
I fully believe that Dani would not realize she can do that.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, I think canonically what preparing spells is like taking some time in the morning
Yeah.
to like do your 10-minute meditation journaling or whatever to like make sure that you have your ducks in
So,
order. Dani does not do any of
Danny
that.
doesn't do that,
Danny
and my
takes an
question is
extra
then,
10
like,
minutes.
narratively, would it be fair to impose some sort of quest to make me then be able to Revivify, even though it is technically just a thing an artificer could choose to do?
Nope, that's a character ability. If you want to have a character moment for it, that would be very cool. But I'm not going to make you mechanically jump through hoops to do a thing that you're mechanically allowed to do.
Thank you.
It's possible that Finbar was getting that from
I'm nice
Verla,
like
but
that.
I don't
Danny
know.
takes an extra 10 minutes brushing her hair one morning, and then it's like, wait a minute.
Oh yeah!
We'll see.
Man,
Danny's
whatever,
looking at her third level spell.
man, whatever hair oil I'm using is really vivifying. Wait a minute!
That near brush with death from a plummeting ship just makes
Really
you get
knocked
serious.
something loose. Like, if only there was something I could hang on a second.
All right. You want to role play. Kyana wants to role play. Let's go ahead and get this done. Kyana, you return to the gymnasium. You don't have to go through the initiation ceremony where you go and like fight because you've done that already. So you have your medallion that you have lets you get in. You walk through all the baths and stuff. I'll say, for simplicity, since you still don't really know this place very well, that you go ahead and run into Sephirius.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
How's it going? It's been a hot minute. You looking to get back in the ring today? Because I was just finishing up, but I could step back in for a moneymaker like you.
Oh, well, thanks. No, I'm actually, I gotta sleep off my last fight first, but I was looking for Guildmaster Reese, actually.
You and everybody else. Yeah, she's runs the whole show around here. What do we gotta talk to her about?
I think we have a friend in common, but he's like off in limbo and really hard to find, and I was told that she might be able to help me out with that.
Talking to you is an adventure every time. Well, let's just say that, I've been around a little while. I might be able to get you an in. I mean, I can't guarantee that she's gonna care about what you have to say. I don't know how good a friend this is exactly. But, do a little scratch my back and maybe scratch your back a little bit. Get you in to see your next couple hours when your schedule frees up.
Ah, well, thanks.
So, let me think. What do you have that old Zephyrus could make some use of? Let's see here. Well, first off, it'd be great if you could come back and fight again. It's been a pretty good time.
Yeah, that would probably be pretty good. It was really fun last time.
I have to say, it was pretty impressive too. That Hannah, she barely ever comes out for anyone anymore. So,
Oh,
clearly, you must have put on a pretty good show.
well, thanks.
Part of that's thanks to me, obviously.
Of course, yeah. No, I mean, you're like a really good announcer, so.
You dazzle me. Anyway, so let's say, come in, let me know when you come in. I have, of course, exclusive rights to the next time you fight to be your, your man in the corner. Make sure I get a cut of your profit. And maybe I cash in a favor sometime soon.
Yeah, okay.
Profit.
Wait, there's profit?
All right.
The little Danny
All
on
right,
your
sounds
shoulder.
good.
Yeah, the little
Sounds good
Danny in
then.
pocket is like, wait, we were supposed to make money last time? And I just completely ignore it.
Sounds good then. All right. This way.
Cool.
And he'll walk with you for a bit. And then you see he goes and he like talks to someone else, hands them a couple gold, and basically he's like, all right, yeah, and lets you know like what room she's going to be in like 2 hours. He's like, be there. She's gonna like, she goes off to kind of let a little steam, a little private session, but she'll make time for you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and when you do talk to her, it's important that you don't mention my name.
Okay.
Just in case she hates you. All right.
All right.
It's been real.
Cool.
Take care.
Bye. All right, I'm gonna,
Fuck around.
Yeah.
Is Kyana in the like I'm gonna spar and lift weights, or the I'm gonna sit in the saunas and pools?
Kyana's
Kind
in
of
the
frame of mind.
I'm gonna examine the shelf of weapons zone because I have this funny feeling that it will be easier for me to use weapons now, but I've never tested it out. So I think I'm just often wherever they have like training dummies, like longsword's pretty good, great axe is too much, that kind of thing.
Not bad. Okay, yeah. You go and like spend some time getting used to the idea of fighting with not your fists, and then come to the appointed room. It's another it's a private training room.
Wow.
There's a practice dummy in here, weapon racks on the walls. You enter, and indeed there is one woman in there. She looks maybe like, she's kind of like middle-aged. There's like some bits of gray coming in her hair. Black hair, pulled back really tight into a little bun. She's wearing red robes that are, very, very, very monk-like, very flowing and free with some little like gold accessories. The bottom half of her body is goat legs and a devil tail.
Oh.
Ooh.
So she is, in fact, she is a tiefling, but she doesn't have the normal, like, red skin horns. She's more of the, like, you know, she's got, like, goat legs and a tail.
Right.
So,
Cool.
You come in, and she is, like, practicing moves against the dummy. Or, you know, a couple of, like, 2-3 times she does it. And then she stops, picks up a towel, turns to survey you, says, "The runaway, right?"
Yeah, that's me. I'm gonna bow, just, you know. I'm not assuming we're gonna immediately start kicking each other's asses, but, you know, it's a conversation between monks.
It's a good instinct. She returns as well.
Yeah.
Says, "I'm a very busy woman, and there are many at the gymnasium who would like to seek me for wisdom or for a little bit of fun with training. What can I do for you, Kyana?"
I hear that we might have a mutual friend in the Githzerai Enoch. He was briefly my mentor after we sort of rescued him from hell. He's kind of hard to get to, and I was told that perhaps you could help me find him or tell me where he is. You know.
She like starts patting her head dry. When you say Enoch, she stops, takes the towel, places it over her shoulder, says, "I know Enoch. He's a good disciple. Many of the Githzerai are. They're a dedicated people. You wish to get to him." She kind of like reads you for a moment, decides you're telling the truth, gives a nod, says, "Well, the city of doors, it's named that for a reason. We have a portal here within the gymnasium.
Within the
It
gymnasium?
is kept secret to most, but, well, I've been around a long time. I can tell when someone's trying to lie to me. And since that you're not lying, nor are you taking this upon yourself lightly." She walks up close to you now. She stands, you know, much taller than you. She's not very tall, but, you know,
I'm not
she's
very tall
moderate
either.
height,
Yes.
and you're not very tall.
No.
So she stands much taller than you. Looks down, kind of sizes you up. Says, "I'll give you the key that you require. But I have to ask, do you think you're ready for whatever tribulations lie ahead?"
That's a really good question.
It's always some tribulations or whatever.
I don't
If it
know.
was an easy one, I wouldn't have asked it.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't really felt ready for any of this. You know, that's kind of how I know I have to do it. You know, if it was safe, it wouldn't be worth anything.
No goal worth achieving is ever obviously attainable. When you set a goal, it should always be one you're uncertain you can reach. Otherwise, why bother making it?
Yeah.
Good luck, Kyana the runaway.
Thank you so much.
And good fight, by the way.
Oh, thanks. I'm looking forward to doing it more after I've rested up a little bit and hopefully not died.
Excellent. Maybe I'll have to step into the ring with you.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Oh,
That would be an honor and a half, I tell you that.
you gotta let us know when that happens so we can watch.
She steps out. Almost forgot. She comes back to you and she shows you there is by one of the pools, there is a like a tile mural that is kind of secluded, and she like describes where it is to you. That is, it's just like rainbow colors, but in it, how to describe this? It looks like waves, like how you'd imagine tiles would be depicting waves, but in all these rainbow colors. It's kind of secluded. It's in a small archway, secluded like off behind some of the changing rooms of the pools. And she brings a finger up to her like temple where she was just working out, wipes off and holds up. She says, "And the key you need to open it?" And holds up. It's just bead of sweat. She says, simply a bit of exertion.
Oh.
Gross.
No one ever just like leans on that wall by mistake.
Flicks it away.
In this gym.
It's out of the way for that reason.
Yeah.
It will take you to him. Close enough, at least.
Thank you so much. That's more than I could have asked for.
Well, I used to be a teacher, you know. Old habits die hard.
Well, I would be honored at the chance to learn from you when I'm back and hopefully not dead, as I said.
Until then.
Until then.
She goes.
And I'll bow.
Man, did I expect us to be meeting Reese tonight? Very cool, though. She's an old Planescape NPC that's, like, super famous. Anyway.
Oh, love her.
Finbar, you gotta talk to some peeps. What are you gonna do?
Goals are first.
You arrive at the guild. Nell. Oh, hey, Finbar. I thought you quit here.
Hey, Nell. Long time no see. How you doing?
Oh, you know, I'm tired.
As always. Well, it's good to see you. But I was wondering, is Golzar in right now?
He is, yeah. He actually has a standing notice to send you up if you ever come by. So you can go right there.
Oh, okay, good to know. Good thing I'm here. Well, I'm just going ahead and ride up. It's nice seeing you again.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. Sorry. A big bubble of snot comes out. She starts to fall asleep. You go upstairs to the office of the Rakshasa, the bursar for the guild. You open, it's not dissimilar to the situation with Otto, where he's just sitting behind a desk, backwards, hands crossed and clasped together. Well, Finbar, I wondered when you would be showing up. Please, avail yourself of a seat.
I say nothing, just quietly find myself a chair to get comfortable. Apparently, you've been waiting for me?
I wait on many things. You're one of them. Now, can I assume you're here to begin building up the debt that we will use to obtain the ship Per Aspera for you and your compatriots' use?
Is it even going to be possible?
All things are possible when we make a deal. I've made the guild very successful under my influence and tenure as the bursar here. I'm sure we can find a way to make that benefit you.
I brought the idea up with the rest of the crew. And Dani in particular wasn't too jazzed about me going this alternate route to getting the ship for them. And at the end of the day, we wouldn't be getting this ship entirely. It'd be for the guild. And I told myself I was done with all this stuff. So I guess at this point, I'd like to rescind this deal. I'm confident we can get the ship back ourselves.
Well, I'm certainly sorry to hear all of that. A shame that you like to go back. Of course I understand. He stands up and like motions for you to stand up as well, to kind of like walk towards the door.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just one problem. We shook on it. So, unless you would like to learn what happens when you back out on a deal made with one of the Betezu, I suggest you keep your ear open for whatever bargain, whatever task I need done by you. And if you do not wish for me to buy the ship to spend my leverage to do that favor for you, well, by all means, I would never betray your interests like that. But you still owe me the debt. so I will be coming to collect.
As long as you're not touching that ship, I'm more than willing to pay that debt.
Yeah, you're pulling a Verla.
What is with all you self-sacrificing solo
He nods.
numbers?
You basically are like, okay, I'll still pay the debt, and then you guys, you won't have to spend whatever clout and money you get from me buying the ship. He kind of gives a smile, says, "Oh yeah, be on the lookout for an old friend. They'll have need for you when I let them know what the job is."
All right. As always goes on. It's been a pleasure. Take care of yourself.
You as well. Closes the door.
Finbar sort of breathes a sigh. Says, all right, you're not quite done just yet. But this is far simpler. All right, let's go find my honey bear.
Now that I'm being blackmailed by a major devil, back to the girlfriend.
Hey, it's not the worst outcome. Devil's like, okay, I won't do my half. You just gotta do your half, and then we're square. So
yeah, no. Other than that, he just hangs out with Elise for the rest of the day.
Cool. You find Elise. She is not working in the kitchen. She is off, and she is currently in her room.
What? Relaxing? You?
No, you enter and you see there's an entire mess of the room. There's canvases and dirty plates and brushes and everything. And as you walk in, she's got a brush and she's trying very hard to snap it, but she can't. And then she looks up, sees you. Finbar! Drops the brush, runs up to give you a hug.
Aww.
Hey, whoa, hey, how's it going? I'm back.
Yeah, no shit. You didn't tell me you were coming back.
I know you don't like surprises, but it's better than... I would have called, we had a whole thing, different plane of existence. I'll tell you all about it.
It's always a whole thing. Well, I'm glad you're here now. How long are you in port for?
Just a couple days.
Think of all we could do with a couple days.
We can get a lot done in a couple days. And Finbar kind of slides the ring off of his finger and hides it in his back pocket.
Yes.
Damn. Extramarital affair, Finbar?
You guys hang out for a bit. Elise lets you know that on multiple occasions she has caught Karundin Trussi leaving Hira's room very late at night.
No fucking way.
Yes!
Hilarious.
The two,
Holy
the
shit.
two people with completely indistinguishable voices are making it even more complicated to socialize with them.
Fantastic.
Amazing. And I think that'll close the first day of stuff. And we'll probably... we're going a little not long here. Is there... how robust are the things people want to continue doing? Or do you want to pick up the adventure next time? Or do you guys want to quickly finish what plans you have, business you have in Sigil, and then we'll pick up with whatever you decide to do next time?
I had a couple more things I wanted to do in Sigil.
I'm sort of out of ideas on my end, except for the fact that the portal in the Great Gymnasium definitely will not accommodate the ship. So I'm considering whether it would be better for me to just dip into limbo briefly myself and then come back.
Kyana one shot?
Well, I mean, depends on how much shit you're going to throw at me.
I do have a suggestion. We'll do it off mic, but I do actually have an idea that we can sort of meta talk about.
Cool.
Dani is going to... Dani's going to make a bullet.
Bullet of dragon
And
slaying.
Verla, what would you like to do?
Well, first, on that first day, would I have been able to catch Delphine and ask about the seer? If not, then I can cast Sending. It's no big deal.
Yeah, you could have cast Sending.
Okay.
What do you ask?
Delphine, sorry, before you go. Shit. You mentioned something about a seer. If you could give details. Thanks.
Ah, yes. If you wish to go to her, I understand. Yes, you wish to go to her. I understand. She often seeks a price. But you seek Ulakara the Seer. You will find her in Arborea.
We have to go back there anyway. Or have to go there anyway. Okay. I won't send a response. Another thing that I wanted to do, and this is also a long shot, but we're here anyway, so I'll check. What was the thing that Dani needed to restore to Styx proof the ship? It was like a slod something.
Oh, she needs a slod brain
Slod
gem.
brain gem.
Yeah. Long shot.
You're
but
gonna
I'm
have to
looking
go kill a
for
slod.
that. Oh, okay.
That could be done in limbo, actually.
It could
Could
be.
be done in limbo.
Could be.
And then the last thing
That's
that I
where
want
they're
to do,
from. The
I want to
natives
find, like some sort of like commercially available thing that I can buy, but it is the most mechanically intricate thing that I can find.
Oh, interesting.
It could be like a timepiece. It could be.
Yeah,
I
you could
guess-
totally. Yeah. You want a timepiece? That's awesome.
Sure.
There's people from Bitopia here of a clock workers, and in fact, you don't see you've met a guy who's making this stuff before.
You remember the watch dealer?
But yeah, there was a watch dealer.
Oh, yeah. You wanna buy
He
a
was an interesting
sundial.
plug. So there are people here that sell that wares. You don't see this specific guy there, but
Sure.
yeah, these guys are totally here, and you could buy a fancy timepiece. You want one on a wrist? You want a big one?
I want a cuckoo clock.
You want a cuckoo clock? Fantastic. In a world where the economy doesn't make any sense, how much is a cuckoo clock? I'd say it's like nice. Is it more or less than a spyglass?
How much could it possibly cost? 10,000
Hey.
gold?
Well, I mean, you could honestly marking up the price is not really that bad of an idea for an artisan who's making this really delicate instrument.
You're paying for the
Yeah,
time
I'm
and the
not going to say
expertise.
it's that high. I don't know why spyglass is that expensive. Go ahead and mark off 200 gold pieces.
Sure. Okay. I will go and retrieve the cuckoo clock in front of the vendor, say thank you, and smash it on the ground and stomp it, and stomp on it and break it.
What?
And then I will pick up as many of the pieces that I can and go to Dani.
But did you do it in front of them?
I did not think that through, yes.
Oh god!
You smash priceless creation.
We're
something
never
very
gonna
dear to
get
their heart.
welcome
Pick up
back.
the pieces.
I,
Emmy goes.
Thank you.
Ooh, yeah. Wait, you didn't get a piece over there.
Oh.
Get it.
is he being serious?
You missed a piece. Stomp it.
I stomp it, alright.
Yeah.
And then I pick it up and I say thank you, and I go.
All right, cool. I guess
I'm
we're
looking for
vibing.
Dani.
He's just excited to see a little destruction.
Oh, okay. I think there's some stuff he needs to figure out. I'm gonna
This is
check
for
the
the
engine room
watchmaker.
first.
She's putzing around on the ship.
Yeah, I assume Danny's working there.
All right. I guess I'll find her wherever she is on the ship. Does she happen to be in the captain's quarters?
You wish.
Fuck. All right. Yeah, where is she, Sophia?
Just probably the engine room or, somewhere on deck working on repairs and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go and take the cuckoo clock and plop it on her desk and I'll and workbench, and I'll just say something to sort of fiddle on if you ever have something. If you have time to fiddle on it with. Consider this a thank you and an I'm sorry. And if there was anything else that you wanted to fix together, I'm always here for you.
Let me show you what
Goodbye.
I've been working on. Come with me. And
Oh,
Secrets revealed.
I happen to have something of a gap in my schedule at the moment. Just sort of finished up a big project. And I'll walk to the captain's quarters area.
I didn't want
Why
to
don't you
ask,
describe
but
the
I saw that you
device
kept
you
going
built?
in there.
Opening the door, you walk in, and it's this almost cool darkness in the room. It's dim, but it's got these sort of glowing elements all over the walls, and there's this big lens in the center of the floor with mechanical glue around, holding in various things.
The glue uses to adhere the fleece to it.
creates these intricate gold patterns and whatnot. Dani walks up to it and kind of passes her hands over certain parts of it, and you see it sort of glows from within and begins to project the different stars of the astral sea all around the room. And much like the sphere in Treasure Planet, it is a big old map room. It's a big map room.
It is a big hologram
Yeah.
Map room.
She has created
Amazing.
an expert illusion generating device.
We have a holodeck on the ship now.
You have a holodeck, and
Some
as
relation.
well as it is.
Computer.
Number
You have a
one.
holodeck. It's also more powerful because of Dani's crazy rolls and pristine ingredients. The good shit. She got the good shit.
I can't wait to do a Sherlock Holmes LARP episode whenever
Yeah.
we run out
Yeah.
of ideas.
And I will, to Verla, this room also has a thing that might help us out. It can make the ship invisible for a little bit, or make it look like
What
it
the
is
fuck?
something else with like a, the greater illusion spell. It kind of does. It can do like.
Did you turn my ship into a TARDIS?
Oh, I haven't watched Doctor Who.
You created an expert illusion generating device that can be used to project this big illusion in the room that is, malleable, can be moved and changed. It can also spread over the entire ship to make the ship look
Starry.
like there's nothing there, or look like something else.
Oh shit. We have.
We could look.
How do you use it?
I'll show Verla the different I figure you can fiddle with it and the more artistic stuff, but the mechanics are all there. If you mess it around. I have it set to
Do you
the.
wanna...
I'll get you some mechanics
Yeah.
for it
Yes.
for next time.
But
Oh, I wanted to try it, but that's okay.
yeah, you turn the controls over to him if he wants to scroll around the different stars. I kind of used some
Yeah,
of
yeah, you
Finbar's
can
previous
walk through and
charts as a
see, like, the
reference,
whole-
and I figure you guys can finish refining it the more booky types. But
Oh, don't sell yourself short, Dani. Thank you. No, this is fantastic, amazing. And I never thought that I would say it. It was worth you nearly dying to that golden ram.
Oh, that was the best.
everyone's gonna do stupid shit on this ship sometimes. I mean, I went into a street race 2 weeks ago. It's fine. Everyone's gonna be. Don't worry
What?
about it. Everyone's gonna be a little dumb sometimes, but we're all looking out for each other all the time. I was making this the
I
whole
know.
time you were making your wish. I would have done the same
Good.
if you had told us you made that wish weeks ago. It's what it is. Just I
Yeah.
don't know. Don't be too hard on yourself.
It will be a process. Look. That, looking into that portal, the abyss, it sort of fucked me up. There was the madness thing for a while, but, even when I removed that curse, its effects still sort of lingered, and a lot of that sort of contributed to me doing what I did. Again, if there's anything that you want help fixing. But this is beautiful.
Enjoy the various stars of the astral sea. I'm sure you could probably program in some other sites too, but I don't know. This feels like a Verla kind of room, so have at it, Verla. And Dani's gonna go back to repairing the ship. A plug is also hiding
I'll
in
just
here
stay in
somewhere,
there.
but you got to find out where.
I want to try and turn the ship into a red dragon.
That's exactly what I was thinking when Austin sent me this.
In the port of Sigil?
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey Dani, you want to freak some people out?
You mess around a bit, and Kyana, as you're coming back, you watch the Per Aspera go from looking like a space galleon into looking like a giant red dragon just on a loop, flapping its wings illusory go
Hell
through
yeah.
the dock. But
Awesome. Do I even need to roll the insight check?
nope. And
So
I think with
that's
that, I
what
know
she
that
was building.
I think with that, we'll go ahead and close the episode as we build towards whatever you head towards in the future.
Austin! Oh my god.
We gotta keep this in. I'm sorry. The audience
you
isn't
gotta
gonna know
edit it so
a
that
lick
so that
of
the
what happened.
Yeah.
so that the audio fuzzes out right when we lost him.
Audience, we've been plagued with audio issues. No doubt Austin is still recording.
Yeah.
But to us, he just froze right when he was gonna close us off, and I just find that
We were delayed
immensely
like
funny.
half an hour starting. We were like, is it even gonna happen? Are we gonna have to
Yeah.
push it back? And we've been like holding it together with like thumbtacks and string all episode. And finally, now
Yeah.
that its grand design is complete, the internet has given up the ghost.
I'm sorry,
I can't
Austin,
tell
you
if
were
Austin's
saying?
still frozen or not.
Just being judgy. No, his eyes are moving.
Yeah. No.
Speak, spirit.
I don't even know anymore. But now we're going to end the episode. We go forth into great adventures and mysteries that we'll have to discuss off mic.
Great adventures and mysteries. We're
That's
gonna
where we
do
can-
We'll
this.
see what happens next week, folks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this week's adventure on Rolling with Difficulty. We'll be back next week with a new installment, but if you miss us before then, check out the Rolling with Difficulty Discord. Chat with other fans, check out some cool fan art, and more. Got a question for the pod? Feel free to email us at rollwithdifficulty@gmail.com. If you enjoyed the show, please rate us and leave a review on your preferred podcast platform. And if you really enjoyed the show, consider becoming a patron for even more exclusive content. Links to all this and more can be found in the show notes below.